Hello, and welcome back to another exciting, I don't know how exciting it is, late night Disco Elysium stream. It's exciting for me, and that's all that matters. Alright, what was I doing? I'm over here somewhere. I'm looking for a smoker man. Let's see, let's go out here. See what's crack-a-lackin'. Maybe I can get some more money out here. Well, it wasn't money, but it was a bottle. Which is pretty much money, when you think about it. I don't know how I'm gonna get 30 bucks, man. This is rough with two Fs.
Hey, up here, piggo.
Well, who you calling Piggo? Let's see. +1 suggestion. -1 half-light. Let's see. Well,
Yeah, you better keep walking.
Eh. It would pretty much just be
The
trading
streets
one
will
for
go
another.
red once more. A great torrent rushing down Rue de Esperance. You wait and see.
Dope.
The streets will not flow red with anything. Who are you?
Well, maybe red paint.
I'm Cindy the fucking Skull. What else do you want to know? Date of birth, blood type, the last time I was tested for Hep C.
Let's start with your blood type and go from there.
Go where? Accosting a minor?
What? What? Kim, come on now.
Listen to your partner, pig man. Keep your grubby hooves off little old ladies.
Kim, I just wanted to know her blood type. What if I need a transfusion someday?
The lieutenant furrows his brow at another one of your eccentricisms.
Rude.
Hatred, disgust. It's difficult to tell which of the two is more present in her girlish features. The woman on the boat does not notice.
Ah, it's
her
Joyce
staring.
Messier.
That is on her.
Aw.
Someone's got to keep
That's
an
kinda
eye on
rude.
her.
Who
Probably
is
the White Man's
her?
rep. We should talk to her. She's a professional negotiator, though. I have the feeling she will be very cooperative while telling us nothing. You
Probably.
should take the lead. Ask her unexpected questions, you know? Do your thing. Don't be afraid to get a bit wacky. Throwing her
Kim.
off is our best bet.
Kim, are you giving me permission to do some wacky shit?
Good idea, piggies. Run along now. Fuck her shit up good. Impound that boat while you're at it. I'd like to watch her swim back to us on.
You're a very mean-spirited young woman.
Can't you tell? I'm painting a beautiful mural, an aereo graffitio visible from low orbit.
Bitchin'.
I haven't really started it yet. I'm waiting for the right words.
So you don't know what to
Have
write.
you ever tried your hand at graffitio? When faced with a
Not
blank
really,
wall,
not yet.
most people write unimaginative stuff, like pigs go home and Mono is here. We rarely see pigs round here, though. Just union cards. And my name's not Mona, so...
She wants it to be something true and total.
I have no problem with her defacing the building. I have an opinion on this.
Yeah?
I love public art. Don't mind us. Keep doing what you're doing.
Thanks. I'm sure the inspiration will come to me now that I have an official RCM stamp of approval.
You're welcome. I know you're sarcastic, but I still think you're happy.
You've lessened her desire to deface the building.
Haha. Do you know anything about the recent
I
murder?
ain't no snitch, pigstein.
My name's not
Go forth
Pigstein.
and forage in
I don't know what it
someone
is, but it's
else's
not
shit.
Pigstein.
No shortage of squealers in these parts.
Actually, there is a shortage of people who talk to us in a normal, calm, informative manner.
Yeah, that's true.
We weren't put on this earth to make your life pleasant, fucko. Watch your
Well,
back,
fair enough.
ungulate. You've got eyes on you.
Fair enough, Cindy. I just want to help everybody. I'm just here to help, man. I don't know why everybody's so mad at me. Well, aside from the crazy drinking binge I went on where I was an absolute menace. But other than that, no idea. Ooh, more bottles. Hello, I'm back. Now I'm up here.
Ooh, the piggies have learned how to saunter up staircases. I didn't think you could do that with hooves. But here you are.
That's right, we've evolved.
Yeah, I can see that. Cool mutations.
Thank you.
That smell coming from her paint bucket. It's not paint. It's heavy fuel oil.
Is that heavy
Red
fuel
light
oil?
heavy fuel oil, intended for exclusive use in government vehicles, to be precise.
Well, little lady, that's not exactly safe. I don't
What
think.
did you think I was using? Aquarels? Sucked it out of a cop's fuel tank myself.
So you're admitting to a
Back in
crime?
Shamrock.
She really did it. She's proud of it too.
That's some clever cultural
We
commentary.
ain't seen nothing yet, Piggy Boo.
Catch you later. What's in here? Is there money? Money, money, money. Give me money. Oh, fuck. That's a decent amount of money. And some pants. +1 electrochemistry, -1 reaction speed. Well, someone's been sleeping here recently. What's up here? Store is locked. You can't get in. I don't like it when I can't get into places. Above, tarps flap in the wind. Forgotten hammers and nails rust. How poignant. Money, money, money. Isn't it funny? In the rich man's world. Alright, let's go see if I can't find that smoker man. Captain Smoker. You hear distant traffic. Night is falling on the city. A maroon glow of light pollution rises from the east. Huh. Wild. Breaker box is full of cigarette butts and electric wires. Oh, so we did have a good place to put it out other than just throwing it off his balcony. Just a door. Nothing for you here right now. Oh, 75 more real. I'm really getting some money together. This is the door to apartment 29. Complete silence. Whoever lives here isn't home. This is the door to apartment 30. Voices from within, seen along with some buoyant dance track.
This door is made of metal and appears to be reinforced.
Hmm.
Someone here really values their security. Number 28. This is where the cleaning lady said the smoker on the balcony lives.
Really now?
Let's see if anyone's home. Knock on the door.
No one answers.
Balls.
Looks like the young man we are looking for isn't home. I think our best chance to catch him is in the evening.
This is the
We
evening.
should return tomorrow after we have finished with our day's work. How about 9 p.m.? Sound good?
Works for
Tomorrow,
me.
9 p.m. right here. Apartment number 28. Good, let's go.
Damn. Turns out it's quite tricky finding someone in a big apartment building. Don't worry. You'll get him. Remember, tomorrow. He's probably gone for today.
Or he just doesn't want to be found. Well, let's go see what Joyce has to say. Joyce Messier. Money, money, money. I need money. In a rich man's world. Alright, back outside. We gotta go find our way to Joyce. The belly. Oh, is this more bottles? Oh no, it's magnesium. Would have rather have bottles, to be honest, but what can you do? Docking reserved for residents. You ruined the worlding. This is worth more than you'll ever earn in your life? Holy fuck. That's depressing.
A striking woman leans against the cabin top of her sailing boat, smiling as you approach. Her green raincoat glistens with droplets. A silk scarf is tied around her throat.
Good evening, officers. I'm Joyce. Joyce L. Messier.
Hello,
I represent
Joyce.
the board of Wild Pines. the owners of the harbour. You gentlemen must be from the RCM.
As far as I know. Joyce L. What does the L stand for?
Phaeton, my maiden name.
What gave us
Nothing,
away?
honestly, I've said it to every drunk in town, and you're the first. I'm glad to see you
Wowie.
here. I was dispatched to handle a strike, not a lynching. Anything I can do to assist the RCM in this matter, I will, gladly.
I just got called a drunk.
That is good to hear, madame. My colleague will take the lead on this interview.
Yes, ma'am.
I should let you know that he is recovering from an unusual medical episode. Very unusual. But I can assure you of his ultimate competency.
Thanks, Kim.
How interesting. I wish you a swift recovery. In the meanwhile, you have my full cooperation, and the full cooperation of the Wild Pines group.
Thanks.
It's hard to get a read on her precise disposition, but she appears helpful.
You're on a boat.
Why, yes, I am.
Not a lot of people on boats, are there?
Of course there are. We're on an archipelago. How else are you supposed to get around?
Wait, we're on an archipelago?
Yes, we are. We are on Le Caillou.
Caillou. I thought we were in Revachol.
We are. And the city of Revachol is on the island of Le Caillou.
Still, I haven't seen anyone else sail a boat around
I
here.
haven't seen anyone else drive a souped-up Capri Kenema motor carriage either.
Actually, that motor carriage has been specially issued to serve as a patrol and pursuit vehicle. It's for crossing long distances in the greater Revachol industrial harbor. It's not a toy.
Neither is this. A toy, I mean. It's a machine for crossing long distances in the Bay of Revachol, between the city and the islands.
Does she have a name?
The boat? No. It is called Cordelati 19, because that's the type of sloop it is.
That's boring.
The word "it" feels strange. Such a beautiful boat deserves a proper name.
We're gonna give it one. We're gonna give her one.
A breeze ripples through the sails and tugs at your hair. Below, the sleek, fish-like shape of the hull parts the water. Beneath that, a resounding darkness. You're reminded of something. Or someone.
Cool, but your boat really needs a
Okay.
name.
How about Cordelati 19? Why? Because it was manufactured in Revachol East by a company called Cordelati, and its hull is 19 paces long.
How about Dolores?
Why Dolores?
I don't know. Feels pretty.
Well, it means nothing to me. I think I'll stick with the factory name.
I'm gonna call
But
her
thank you for the
Dolores.
suggestion.
Okay, but what kind of boat is it?
It's a pleasure craft, a 19 pacer. It also happens to be rated for Category 1 racing. Though these days I mainly use it for business.
How do you like
My
it?
sloop? I like it a lot.
Oh.
It's the eel's hips, baby.
I'm enjoying this part of the interview. It has so little to do with the murder we're investigating.
Yeah, but it's fun.
I really do, the lieutenant thinks. Is she thrown off yet? He's looking at the woman, assessing her.
Do you have a license for this boat?
Officer, I assure you I'm a highly qualified pleasure craft operator.
That didn't answer my question.
The crowns of her teeth are porcelain, white as the boat's hull as she smiles. Qualified pleasure craft operator. So charming. Where's the damn license?
I don't care enough.
Why wouldn't it be? This is Revachol, Wayfair Act and all. Anyone can drive a boat.
I think I have a handle on the boat thing.
Good.
Tell me about Wild Pines. What do you do?
What we do. I'm afraid I don't speak for Wild Pines as a whole. It's a giant undertaking.
So what do they
The
do?
Pines' core competency is logistics. Container shipping, freight, that sort of thing. See those airships
Sounds
there,
boring.
blinking? Those are the shipping side of things. And that is the terminal. Another subdivision deals with energy, oil and gas exploration, offshore platforms.
How much money does Wild Pines have?
I'm not at liberty to discuss the company balance sheet, but I can tell you that last year, the company booked more than 20 billion real in revenue.
Holy shit.
A billion?
What exactly is a billion?
It's a number, officer. A big one.
What is it made of?
It's made of 1,000 millions. A million is made of 1,000 thousands.
Wow.
20 billion is a large number,
Wowie.
but the conglomerate employs 72,000 people. They all need to be paid.
It's a lot of people.
Then there are capital improvements, interest payments. A conglomerate the size of the Wild Pines is like a shark. If it stops moving, it will die. Then what becomes of those 72,000 families? It's a tremendous responsibility.
Huh. So where do they get all these billions?
They started as an exploration and cargo fleet conducting trade between the Samaran and Insulindian Isolas 250 years ago, when pine ships explored the South Seminese and charted Lormantang on behalf of the suzerain.
Huh.
Centuries of care, deliberation, and madness have gone into this endeavor. Vessels pass through the great unrest to re-emerge with apricots in tow. The logic of the system is totalizing. It's taken everything from its employees to build it.
What does such a huge system want with a place like this?
You mean aside from being the terminal's legal owners, who are responsible for moving 8% of the world's cargo?
8% of all cargo in the world? That's quite the endeavor indeed.
There are no minor cogs in the system. Each terminal must be accounted for, lest the entire system break. Every hiccup in such a system means thousands lose their jobs, the world over. I'm here to assure that doesn't happen.
How nice of you.
With your help, hopefully, says her warm tone.
What can you tell me about this strike?
Everything. Right up to, but not including, trade secrets.
Wait, what if I want to hear about trade secrets? I do love secrets. I'm a good secret keeper.
First, you'd have to repeal the Emergencies Act of Trade and Aliments that gives me the right to silence. It's quite the octopus.
How do I repeal it then?
By throwing off half a century of foreign domination under the Coalition. Unfortunately for you, the Coalition also leases you the right to police West Revachol.
That sounds difficult.
But I am derailing us. You wanted to know about the strike.
What is your role in this precisely?
I believe the official title is Senior Labor Negotiator. In practice, I'm a grocery clerk. I relay the union's demands to Wild Pines and return with Wild Pines' counteroffer.
And how are the talks going?
They're not. That's the problem. The union stopped all negotiations a week ago, after that awful lynching took place.
Huh.
Now they won't even let me into the harbour. There's a 2-meter-20 racist behemoth blocking the gates.
Tell us more about this behemoth.
What can I say? The union employs a giant covered in tattoos. A racist giant. I guess that's part of their big tent organisation now.
How are the talks going before the lynching?
Let's say I was not making the kind of progress I'd hoped for when I first arrived.
And when did you first arrive?
I arrived 3 weeks ago. Yes, in the middle of February. The bay was still partially frozen then. I prefer to do these things on site, like the RCM.
But the strike began in December.
I wasn't the original negotiator here. I took over after Mr. Gaumont hit a wall with Mr. Clare, the union boss. Mr. Clare refused to speak with Gaumont despite concessions he'd granted the union in prior negotiations.
This isn't the first time the union has gone on strike.
Heavens no. There have been 2 prior strikes. Both times the union won significant concessions, including overtime pay and a medical plan. This time their demands are more, I guess you could say, aggressive.
Huh. What happened to this Gaumont?
Mr. Clare told him to, how did he put it? Fuck off, midget. Gaumont is short of stature, you see.
Not cool.
Keep in mind, this is a negotiator Mr. Clare has worked with before, and who was more than fair with him and the union.
So what are their demands?
There are leaflets everywhere,
What do they
and
want?
banners. What did they say again? Oh yes, every worker, a member of the board.
I like
You
it.
might also like their other slogan, demand democracy.
Not hard communist enough for me.
Personally, I agree. It lacks the pizzazzo of every worker a member of the board.
I'm enjoying that. What exactly do they mean by it, though? What's the demand?
It's quite simple, you see. Every time the Wild Pines group makes a decision about what, about anything really, it needs the signature of each of the 2,200 workers in its Martinez terminal.
That is a lot. But, I mean, it is their backs that you're using for your work.
Just so you understand, this is but one of 22 terminals owned by Wild Pines. Essentially, not only are they kings of the company, they are also kings of the 72,000 employees of Wild Pines Group.
It's pretty funny, I have to admit. What are you gonna do?
I'm not sure. Naturally, I assume that was just their opening position. A hard-nosed tactic with a side of mockery. But there's been no follow-up, just the same nonsensical slogan repeated over and over again. And now, people are getting lynched, I hear. Behind the whirling in rags. A disastrous situation if there ever was one.
Excuse me, from whom did you hear about this lynching?
I first heard it from the bowyer at the gates. The one whose very name advertises his aversion to work. I think he said it was, "Call me mañana."
This checks out.
The scabs at the gate, did you put them in there? Are you trying to undermine the strike?
The scabs? You mean the huddled masses of Jamrock, come to plead for work where the union refuses to?
Yeah, those are the ones.
If they were organized by Wild Pines or its affiliates, then it would be a company secret. I could not share it with you. Not right now, at least.
Tell me about Mr. Clare.
Everard Clare is a man of
Mr.
the
Everard.
utmost integrity. If you can say one thing about him, it's that he always puts the interests of the workers first.
Really?
Of course not. Everard is fantastically corrupt. I imagine he has a thick, viscous goo where you and I have blood.
He can't be that
He is
bad.
the most corrupt individual I have ever seen, and I deal with men like him for a living. If there is anyone more venal, more irredeemably nepotistic, then it's his twin brother, Edgar.
Wait a second. Two Mr. Clares?
Yes, Edgar looks exactly like
Eclairs?
his brother, except for that lazy eye. He also talks exactly like Everard does, and when one's term as foreman is up, the other takes over.
That does sound pretty corrupt.
It's how they circumvent the term limits, you see, with a funny little switcheroo. While in office, they've embezzled God knows how much of their workers' dues.
What about the union itself outside the Brothers
The
Clare?
Debardeurs Union was once a perfectly normal institution. 20 years ago, anyway. It must not have been easy to establish under the Emergency Act, but they did it. I can respect that. Organized labor at its best, as they say. Then something happened in the local chapter elections. The Brothers Clare came and transformed it into a... how do you say?
A mob. The Debardeurs are a crime syndicate. Sad as it may be, I suspect we'll be forced to cooperate with them.
Refreshingly honest, officer. The company has tried appeasing in the past, but I'm afraid our concessions have only emboldened Everard and his brother. And your opinion, detective, if I may ask? I'm a curious and talkative person, you see. Would you say the Debardeurs Union is...
Sounds like right now a giant leech sucking the life out of Revachol.
Indeed. And a hungry one. Sadly, Wild Pines have cooperated...
Look, I'm all
with
for
what
power to
amounts
the
a
people,
crime
but
syndicate for
not when
2
it's like
decades.
this.
However much you feed the leech always hungers.
There is a problem with unions sometimes. One more thing, you said something happened in the
I'm
elections?
glad you asked. There was a woman, the previous forewoman of the union. She disappeared.
Disappeared, you say.
Yes. On the last day of the local chapter elections, her daughter phoned in and said she wasn't running anymore. Or coming to work. Ever. End of story.
Sounds like extortion.
Indeed. The company suspects foul play, but there's nothing they could do. It was a union matter.
Well, that's
The
fucked.
point of the presentation is, these kinds of things happen around the Clares. Watch out when you're dealing with him.
Thank you
Fair
for your
enough.
concern, ma'am. We'll be just fine.
Alright,
course.
new topic.
How else can I help?
What can you tell me about this lynching?
Quite a few things, I'm afraid. The information I'm to share with you
Hell
includes
yeah.
sensitive trade secrets. For the sake of my employer, I have to ask for your names and badge numbers.
Hell yeah, hell yeah. Damage ledger, map wall.
Of course, ma'am. We should have introduced ourselves. I am Lieutenant Kitsuragi from Precinct 57. And this is my colleague from Precinct 41. I'm afraid he doesn't have his badge at the moment. I hope mine will suffice.
How curious. Why is that, Detective?
Awkwardness washes over the conversation. The woman doesn't like this turn of events.
Remember when my partner told you I'd recently suffered from an unusual medical episode? My lost badge is related to it.
I see. So, are you saying you lost your badge during the course of this episode?
It's possible. After a night of heavy drinking, I lost all memory of my life and the world. You know what? Maybe let's leave the drinking out of it. I could have eaten it for all I know. I don't remember anything. This world, this city, nothing.
Oh dear. I suppose this does explain some of the more curious turns in our conversation.
Yeah, I've got a lot of amnesia right now.
As I said, ma'am, his technique may be very unconventional, but he is an officer of the RCM.
Thanks, Kim.
Of course, I sympathize. But I'm afraid I simply can't share anything more until I've seen that badge.
Hang on. She's a professional negotiator. She should be open to some sort of mutually beneficial arrangement.
What kind of arrangement would it be?
Favors for favors. A dirty alliance of some sort. Easy. Just offer her a favor. Like I said, nice and dirty.
Surely there's some other way to demonstrate our law enforcement credentials.
I will be frank with you. If I'm going to break protocol, I need to be able to justify it to my superiors. They're going to want to see something very tangible.
You're in, but expect her to drive a hard bargain.
I don't know if I like this.
Reports from inside Terminal B suggest it's a hub for the local drug trade. This is an open secret in Martinez. The Union controls the terminal, so it goes to reason.
They're profiting from this trade.
The company has tried looking into this matter before, to no avail. Perhaps someone with your authority and resources might turn over the right stones. Or you can recover your badge. Though if I may be blunt with you, it sounds like that may be a lost cause.
Well, yeah, maybe.
Detective, a word in private before we continue.
Excuse us for a moment, madam. Yes, Kim?
This is not going quite as I hoped it would, Detective.
How did you hope it would go?
Honestly, I was expecting you to use your unorthodox technique to keep her off balance, and not volunteer us to be her henchmen.
Really? I thought it was going
This
so
woman
well.
is running circles around us. She might have known about your misplaced badge all along, or she's simply an adept improviser. Either way, we've played straight into her hands.
Yeah.
She doesn't let it show. But there is a limit to how much the consequences of your unprofessional behavior can cost the investigation.
I am sorry for putting us in this situation. I'll handle it.
I'm sure you will, Detective.
We could just, find my badge.
That would be fantastic, but do we have the time? The world is large and your badge is 8 by 6 centimeters. You could request a new one from your station, but that would literally take months.
Let's get back to her then.
You're back.
Balls.
Good. What can I help you with?
Do you know something about these
That's the
tattoos?
man who was killed.
So
I'm
you...
afraid this is a discussion for once we've cleared the lynching question.
Fine, let's
Better
return to
not
it
tie
later.
the fourth day to the backstay on this. I hope there is something else I can help you with.
She
Okay.
wants to answer the question. Protocol keeps her from it.
You seem smart. I need someone to give me a lowdown on this reality we're in.
Reality.
It's related to that medical episode. I have trouble remembering even the most basic terms of reality.
Ah, yes. The episode. Sounds like an acute case of encephalopathy, now that I think of it.
Don't be phased, madame. He functions perfectly well. He only needs a lowdown on all of reality.
That sounds sarcastic, Kim.
We may be here a while then. Ask away, officer. I'll help however I can.
Bitchin', let's do this.
All right, we're in. I know these all look good, but begin with the first, okay?
Where are
We're
we?
in Martinez, baby. A
Baby.
casual term of endearment popular among the 50-plus crowd. It's a disco holdover, pay it no heed.
I don't mean to brag, but I'm a disco holdover myself, lady. Baby.
Aren't we all?
And what is Martinez?
Martinez is a district of Revachol.
Okay.
A very small district tucked away near the industrial harbour. North of the 881 and Jamrock. You would be excused for not knowing about it. Unimportant, they say. Forgotten, even. Shelled to smithereens during the Revolution. It has its charms, just not this time of year.
Huh. Tell me more about Martinez.
I'm not a good ambassador. I've only been here once before, as a teenager. Not a lot has changed. There are ruins, a terminal, fishing boats, reeds, boys with boxy shoulders. This place used to be a province, a workers' resort before the city swallowed it and the artillery did its work. The reeds are the real star of the show here now. The further down the coast, the wilder it gets.
You mentioned a sea. What sea is this?
It's not really a sea, it's the Bay of Revachol.
What up, Huskat?
And the bay feeds into the ocean.
It's not my first time playing this game. I finished it once. I've started it up a bunch more times, but this will be my second time actually finishing this game. Are we near the ocean? Is that why there's all this water around
Yes.
here?
We're on an island in an ocean, the world's largest body of water, the Insulindic.
Isn't like everything just an island on an ocean?
Vast, lukewarm, and unknowable, flowing in and out of sight.
What's the name of this island?
Caillou, as you already know.
Oh, the shitty TV show?
Imagine a pebble. A smoothed over pebble amidst a great blue sea, misshapen, cracked. The cracks are the river Esperance.
I do love this
We're
game,
in
though.
the delta of this river,
It's
on the
fantastic.
sixth branch, the Martinez Distributary.
I kind of want to get the platinum in this, but that means I have to be racist and mean to Kim.
It is clear this pebble
I can't do
is
it.
of enormous value to her.
Okay, what is Martinez? What's Revachol?
Revachol? Revachol is what you call a city,
A city, you say?
the great kind.
I don't know, man. I've seen not a lot of it, but it doesn't look all that great.
As if it's self-explanatory, beyond patriotism, a fact.
What makes this dump so great?
History detective.
Oh,
They
that's
built
fair.
this city to resolve history. Our part in it, at least. Our centuries.
Who built this city?
The nations of the Occident.
The
or
hell's an
migrant
Occident?
workers from Seminine and Ile Marat, depending on your creed.
When?
In the DeLorean century.
DeLorean.
380
Didn't I just
years
try
ago.
to name your boat Dolores? What the fuck do you mean resolve?
They say it's where the terrible questions of our time will be answered. The tensions are highest, the fault lines deepest.
Yeah, you know what? I've been in this city for a few days, and it does seem pretty tense.
By that I mean conflicts. Ideological conflicts. The stuff of men.
Ooh, I had an ideological conflict with a racist outside of Freet.
We are standing on a fertile, self-sufficient island able to sustain up to 200 million people in the middle of the Insulindic Ocean, the world's connective tissue. It's where the money is.
Huh. We're in an unimportant part of an unimportant place. Pretty much the center of the world. We're at the center of the world. Fuck it.
Oh, we're quite a way off. About
Wait, there can't be a center of the world.
22 kilometers from the center of the world.
Huh.
That soldering iron is the Bank of the World building. The bottom floors are
Interesting.
Insiacom. Coalition government, Insulindian Mission Command.
I don't know what that means, lady.
Silence. She lowers her hand. The water, the light. It's as though you're seeing it for the first time. There is no recognition, only the immensity of the sea and the cold radiating from it.
Where are we?
We are where we are. I
Jamais
have no sure
vu.
answer to give, unfortunately.
This is one
I love
fortune
Jamais vu.
to complete. Where are you?
Was there
Yes.
something else you wanted to know? I remember something about a lowdown.
Man, I need to do Jamais vu as soon as I can.
This has been informative. Thank you, ma'am. I'm sure my memory-impaired partner has many more questions to ask, about even more fundamental aspects of reality.
Kim is really just letting me go wild on this poor lady.
Might I suggest not asking them all right now? Madame Messier will be here later too, and tomorrow. Isn't that true, ma'am?
Absolutely. My commitment here is long term.
But won't I be lazy if I don't do it all now?
Oh, of course not. You are already diligent for getting this far, and diligent boys remember where they left off.
Indeed. I'm always at your service.
Keep asking Joyce questions about reality, or return later. She'll be here whenever you need the info. Bet. Let's see. What times are these?
These are unimportant times, Detective.
Oh.
You and I were born after the dust had settled. 1,000th of a second too late.
Too late for what?
For the big time.
The
I like
smile of
this
a
lady.
predator. No doubt what she's got in mind.
You've got a predatory streak. What's the big
The
time?
revolution.
Okay, everybody says revolution, but the only revolution I know of is like the American Revolution and the French Revolution.
It's quite easy. Every 100 years or so, our species gets together to decide what's next.
Revolutions
Who
are
gets shot in
fun.
the head, and who gets the mineral rights. It's a real kerfuffle.
Maybe there'll be another revolution before you and I die, lady. An even more important one.
Those would be
Who
the
got
communists.
shot in the head?
Generally speaking, 40 million
Aw.
people got shot in the head during the World Revolution. But the communists, they all got shot in the head.
But the communist ideology is the one that I'm thinking.
She's not gloating. It's a relieved celebration.
Oh, and the anarchists too. They shot them well. So well, one forgets they even existed.
The communists and the anarchists shoot back?
Did they ever? Before they got shot themselves, they shot 2 million people.
That's a tragedy.
Yes. The Red Deluge. The Insulindian
That's a
Deluge,
lot of people.
they call it.
Anyone else get shot in the head on the opposing side?
Oh, lots of people. Even the king got shot
Rip.
in the head, or thrown beneath a horse, or drowned. Accounts differ. It was unceremonious. Just as well, he wasn't actually the king. Just the king's nephew. The real king abdicated and lived out a long and productive life as a venture capitalist in Grad.
Huh. Cowardly king.
I prefer the term risk-averse.
Fuck
King
him.
Guillaume was nobody's fool. He could smell a PR disaster brewing, so he got out alive, and his nephew Fricelle got shot in his place.
Hell yeah, kill the kings.
Him and
Power
tens
to the
of
people.
thousands of his wonderfully fascist kingsmen. It was a wild time.
Who got the mineral rights?
The liberals got the mineral rights. And by mineral rights, I mean everything.
Okay, I don't know. I always forget what the liberals actually are in this game.
Liberals are usually middle-class people, Detective. Or the remaining gentry. The beneficiaries of the pre-revolutionary arrangement.
It's like in real life,
Some were
I'd
rich
be a
enough to
liberal,
stay
but
with
not
the
in this game,
Constitution,
probably.
With monarchy. Big mistake. Others bet on the revolution. They were called the ultras, or ultra-liberals. They fared well.
How did the liberals win it all?
They didn't win so much as survive.
Oh, that's fair.
We were the last ones standing when the war
Revolutions will
ended.
do that to you.
Everyone else got shot in the head, remember?
If everyone got shot, who was there to surrender to?
To foreign intervention. The coalition. Those people really took the mineral rights.
Wait a second, you're contradicting yourself.
The liberals took everything that wasn't nailed to the ground. The coalition took the ground. The ocean, the laws, and the people.
Sounds like a fascist. Who are the coalition?
The coalition of nations.
Oh, like the UN?
Mesque,
Hmm.
Vesper, Messina, Oranje, and Sur-le-Clay, the armed center of the world. They landed here and ended the revolution. It was the moralist thing to do.
Well, as long as it's the moralist thing to do.
There is bitterness in her voice, tempered with understanding. She is critical, but ultimately understands the cause.
Moralist.
The moralists believe in keeping everything exactly the way it is. They believe in mineral rights and not shooting people in the head.
Boo.
At least not in the same manner and volume as the others do. They are the long-standing provisional rulers of Revachol now, the coalition government.
The rulers of Revachol, and also the world. These guys are strong.
I'm stronger.
This is their zone of control. They embolden the RCM with crumbs of the same law they took. Technically speaking, you are a moralist.
I don't think I'm a moralist, ma'am.
Of course. Not easy to be moderate about head shooting in your line of work.
When was this kerfuffle?
The turn of the century revolution? Don't answer it. It's a trick question. The revolution began in '02 on
Huh.
the Isla of Grad, though by the end,
You are a
nearly
smart
the whole
lady.
world had gotten involved.
Oh, so it was like a world war. Who started it?
It wasn't a who, but a what. A pandemic of Zarat, a particularly virulent prion disease, which the authorities in Grad proved unable to contain. Then Marzolf came along and overthrew the government.
What did this Syrah do?
It made people overthrow their governments.
Syrah like that fancy vodka. It's kind of delicious. Wow, really?
Of course not. It was a highly infectious microorganism that destroyed brain tissue. The actual causes of the revolution were material. The pandemic only provided the spark.
Where did it spread from there?
From Revachol and Grad? Not far. The world managed to cauterize itself. Marzolf's government was overthrown in '08, and the coalition crushed the Revachol commune 2 years later. It was the end.
What came next?
Why? You and I, officer. Our lives in the zone of control.
Something tells you her life and yours are not that similar. Maybe it's because she has a boat and you have that necktie,
Well,
pair of pants.
our lives are very different from each other.
No doubt. But we share the same time and position on the planet's crust. That counts for
How
more
philosophical
than
of you, lady. What is the zone of control?
a city-state divided into free market zones under the everlasting interregnum of the coalition of nations. And you, of course, the citizens' militia.
The clatter of typewriter keys fills the main hall of the reappropriated silk mill. Precinct 41. Chad Tilbrook presses enter. Outside, Officer Elfboy Williams slams the door of an armored motor carriage.
The zone of control is the third incarnation of Revachol, after the failure of the suzerain and the commune.
What happened in the rest of the world?
Modernity. They developed the marvels of the inter-eastlery communication. Telematic milieus, radiation, colored plastics. Meanwhile, in Revachol West, the aftermath continues for the 5th decade. 43 years. Hard to fathom, I know.
What have we been doing?
The 20s saw a decade of urban war, west of the river leveled, offshore platforms in flames. Still, it's regarded as an improvement on what came before. '08 to '19 was simply hell. The 30s? Things settled down in the 30s. Revachol East transformed itself into the world's largest tax haven, with the international community's blessing. For the first time in a long time, it seemed like things were going somewhere.
Tell me more, tell me more.
No.
Nope.
It was a market mirage fueled by cocaine and quantitative easing. The 40s dispelled it like a cold splash, an Isla-wide hangover, you might say. And here we are. Welcome to reality, baby.
From the looks of it,
Huh.
the 50s haven't been much better for the zone of control. You can see it in her eyes. Days slipping away.
You don't seem to be thrilled.
I've no right to be dissatisfied. This shirt is Barbara Muscova, this raincoat is impervious to rain and is guaranteed for 100 years. My daughters will wear it. No, it's just... we could have had so much more. Every one of us. If only we'd played it right.
What would you have done differently?
Good question. What would you have done differently?
No, her first.
Let's see. I would have Would have killed more. I would have made off with the mineral rights. I would have sought a medical solution. Sounds like Zerat drove those people mad.
A cold creeps up your spine,
The hell?
reaching its tendrils up your neck, toward the back of your head.
So a quarter of humanity simply lost their minds. And how would you stop a prion, a complex folding protein, unlife, with a technology 50 years ago?
With some hygiene, modest social care, and perhaps a little research program.
The wind stops, and for a moment, there's silence. The charge dissipates into the dark water. All is quiet on the Martinez inlet.
There is peace in the heart.
What the fuck?
Good hygiene. Really. A very moderate solution to an extreme problem. It's
That's
those
true.
sort of half measures that doomed the authorities in Grad.
I don't know.
When they failed
I
to
don't really have
step
anything.
up, Marzov and his party stepped in. In this particular case, maybe a more robust state response might have been appropriate.
Maybe.
Opinions expressed here do not reflect the official position of the RCM.
Well, maybe they do.
And what is your official position, Lieutenant?
My position, ma'am? My parents got ripped to shreds in the revolution. I would have gone the same way. I was saved by being 2 years old. That's my position. The abattoir.
Understandable.
That's enough about the
They
times.
are what they are. Who knows? An afterbloom may yet come. Anyway, enough sentimentality. Is there anything else you want to know?
God damn, I am not going to be able to do that. It is 2100.
Glad to have been of assistance. The little that I know.
You seem
Anything
rich.
else?
Can I have some money?
Is what you want to say, but it isn't that easy, is it?
Wait, why not?
Look at that lady. Take a gander. Squint your eyes, bub.
What nice fabrics.
Why, yes. Tucked away under that sturdy green raincoat, almost rustic in its simplicity, a silk shirt and matching scarf around her gentle throat, while dull orange pearls hang from her earlobes, red from the cold. Her light green eyes scan you, full of knowledge and worry, wealth and all its possibilities.
Yeah, so?
Now look at you, you misery-clad simian, barely able to tie your own laces. Your armpits are lakes. A scythe of booze precedes you. Your hair sticks to your forehead.
Okay.
And your underwear feels uncomfortable.
Oh.
You're poor. Poor as balls. You can't ask this person for money. You're too...
I'm a goddamn working man. I'm not ashamed to shake the sleeves for some dough.
You think your little communism protects you from this feeling.
Yes.
No.
Yes, I do.
The more demeaning it is to grovel at her feet.
Quit telling me that.
As I was saying, if there's any way I may be of assistance, please don't hesitate to ask.
Can I have some money?
Voila, you're doing it. Really put your back into it. Yell it from the top of your lungs.
Can I have some money, ma'am?
Of course. How much do you need?
She's surprisingly nonchalant about this. Could it be that she somehow knows more about your predicament than she's letting on?
I need
That's a
30
good sum.
real.
Not too small, not fantastically large.
Thanks,
She
lady.
removes a few notes and hands them to you. The paper is cold and oily to the touch. Whoa, whoa. Did you see how easy that was? Ask her for more.
No.
Toot toot. Train to Moneytown.
Nay, 'twould be dishonorable, and mine honor is my life.
Can you eat honor? Are you an omnivore? Give me a break.
So,
Nay.
I hope I didn't just bribe you, officer. It may not be technically illegal under the Emergency Act, but still.
I'm still getting my head around this whole money concept. You were just helping me out.
You're right, ma'am, that donations are permitted under the Emergency Act, and seemly as it may be, as long as they're properly logged with the precinct.
Which he most certainly will do. Now, how else can I help the RCM today? besides supplementing its salaries.
Thank you.
Of
That's
course,
all for now.
detective. Take care.
Toodaloo. Alright, come along, Kim. We've got more work to do. Alright. Temporary research bonus? None. I want jamais vu. I want jamais vu. I need jamais vu. God, I love these thoughts. I love the thoughts that I'm having. They make me feel so alive. Well, I should go back to the whirling in rags and pay Gart now. He's probably gonna get mad if I don't do that soon. I wonder if those old guys are still waiting outside there. I feel like I should talk to them, cause you know I enjoy their company, and it doesn't look like they're there anymore. Balls. Well. Tire tracks. Interesting. Ancient fountain. It doesn't pump water anymore. Yeah, I guess the old guys aren't there right now. Alright, how do I log this?
Inside, you see a set of steering levers, a radio microphone, a pull-out toolbox, and
Kim,
Alright.
how do I turn on the
Ready?
headlights?
I turn, you press start. It's next to the preheater.
Alright.
he's downplaying his excitement. The lieutenant is more than happy to show off his precious carriage.
Press engine start.
The dashboard lights up with orange glow. The rounds per minute gauge jumps, and the engine of the Caprice Canema comes to life with a whiny growl.
Press the button labeled
The
headlights.
lights unfold with a little click, casting electrical light onto the ground before the vehicle.
There you go. I'll turn them off from the remote once you're done. We just need to stand in front of the machine now.
Alright, let's do this shit, baby.
As you hold your ledger's clip under the headlamp, an
Hell
iridescent
yeah.
hologram appears. A street grid and the veins of a great river. A familiar sensation washes over you.
Hell yeah.
There she is. Revachol West.
Around the borders of the watermark are dozens, no, hundreds of micro-perforations.
Look at the shimmering street
The
grid.
rectangular watermark is overlaid with the logo of the RCM, and yet the major arteries of Revachol are all recognizable. They shimmer in the Canema's headlights.
Wait, look around you.
You catch a faint glimmer from a broken beer bottle in the distance. Sounds. Two men engaged in a drunken argument, followed by the closing of some distant window. In the middle of a broken plaza, illuminated in a cone of light, two men, one slim, the other sturdy. They are on the city stage, but only one of them knows his lines.
Ah, Martinez at night.
Where are we on this?
Let me see. Right here.
Seems nice.
No, it does not.
Look at the
There are many
perforations.
of them, and they are divided into three separate rows.
Tally up the different
The
rows.
first row has 18 dots.
Not bad.
Not bad for what? You don't even know what it means yet.
What about the next one?
The next is the longest. It runs all the way around the border, and then some.
I'm gonna count them individually.
There are so many, it's hard to count. More than 150. At least. Maybe even 200.
What about the last row?
The last row has 3 perforations.
3. That's it.
That's it.
Kim, what do all these holes mean?
Those are perforations. They represent your record as an officer of the RCM. They are your statistics, as it were. I should have guessed you'd keep a record. Officers often do. Let's take a look.
Son, here is where we score your life performance.
Hell yeah.
You better hope it's good.
Oh, it's gonna be better than good. It's gonna be great.
The first row represents your years of service. 18 years. Okay, not bad at all. What did you do before you volunteered?
Got drunk like a megastar?
Yes, that does seem quite likely. Your youth coincided with some heady days for Revachol. But let's move on, shall we? This next row, the one that wraps all the way around, is your number of closed cases. Closed is good. It means finished. You've got, let's see, wow, more than 200. It's quite a lot, even for someone who's been on the force for nearly 2 decades. Usually, clearing more than 10 cases a year puts you in the 90th percentile of all RCM officers.
So you're saying I used to be a super cop?
Call it what you want.
Hell
You are a
yeah.
valuable member
Super
of
cop.
the precinct. Now, let's look at the last row. Right. Those are your confirmed kills.
Oh.
You've got precisely 3 perforations there.
Oh.
Confirmed kills. That sounds pretty evil. A drink would soften that feeling.
So I'm a killer.
That's right. A killer of humans.
For an RCM officer, especially Precinct 41, which is in the Jamrock Quarter, it's rather tame. I mean that in a good way.
Well, that's good.
What's it feel like to kill a man, Mr. McCoy? A young woman asked the man across the desk from her. Honestly, babe, says John McCoy, crossing his ankles over said desk. I don't feel anything anymore. It's just like brushing my teeth. I do it once or twice a week and don't really think about it.
Jesus Christ, you only
There's
brush your
no trace of
teeth
guilt
once or
in
twice
his
a
voice.
week? That's not enough, my guy.
There are certain officers who treat their kills like some kind of ghoulish game. If they do happen to solve a case, it's usually by accident.
Fuck those guys.
But it seems as though you are, or at least were, one of the good ones. So we have that to be thankful for.
I'm learning stuff about myself.
He's sincerely glad you're not a scary predator. Not to say relieved you're competent.
How do you handle the strain?
Everyone has their own method of coping. Some more effective or self-destructive than others. Personally, I find it helps to keep up a few hobbies.
Like what?
Oh, this and that. Let's not get into it now.
Maybe I should find a hobby.
Why not gardening? You've already got the gloves.
It's meant in earnest.
Uh.
Please don't mistake it for a jab.
Have you ever killed anyone, Kim?
Yes.
It's not a problem for him to state it, however.
Thanks for this.
The lieutenant nods.
Alright, let's go.
Right. I'll go turn off the lights.
You can now see your statistics on your journal page, to the right of the task description.
Bet.
As you turn, a bright light catches your eye, making you squint.
Cool.
So cool. From a distance,
Where is it coming
sunset,
from?
A stage light, flash photography, nowhere in particular. It's just what
Hell yeah, superstar
law
cop.
officers do. They squint at lights and they solve shit.
Yeah, that's me. I've been establishing my superstardom hard lately.
Yeah, you have. You're a big dick cop.
Damn straight.
Dick Mullen. Salam Rocky Baye. Badass on the edge disco cop. Time to recede into a ludicrous
Hell
fantasy.
yeah.
Here we go. Camera. Lights.
Action!
With a sudden flash, the world freezes around you, and you along with it. In an iconic monochrome solution, a black silhouette against a rasterized orange world. It's on.
Hell yeah, it's on. On like Donkey Kong, baby. Oh, these both have about 3 hours. 3.5 hours left. Alright, I'm gonna contact
Inside, you see a set of
my
steering
precinct
levers, a
about the,
radio microphone, a pull-out toolbox, and the soft glow of the fuel preheater gauge. As you tap on the gauge, the indicator pin jerks as if startled. It's in the large orange sector, indicating the engine is warm. Next to the gauge is a red switch labeled heat.
Now, that's enough of the foldable headlights. I know they are mesmerizing. They're also fragile. I'm not going to turn it on for you again.
Alright.
This is Precinct 57. How may I assist you?
Please reconnect me to the 41st.
Right. Please hold.
Thank you, Alice.
10-4, come in. Firework, over.
There's some personal details
Okay,
I'd like to
10-4,
discuss.
sir. I hear you. Relay your question, over.
Wait, before you say anything stupid, think it through.
What's
You're
there to think
going
about?
be looking at a straitjacket if you tell everyone you lost your memory.
No, I'm
Be
fine.
smart about this. Ask if he's there alone.
10-4, sir. I'm not hearing your question.
Oh,
Understood,
fuck.
sir.
I was just
Roger that. 10-10.
trying to call to report the bribe. Apparently I can't do that. Well, that's lame. Lame.
Can I help you? Thanks. I hope you found what you were looking for. How strange. I certainly didn't put them there. Sylvie had the keys before I got here, and I can vouch for her. I can vouch for all my staff. None of us would tamper with the crime scene.
Well, I mean, someone else would have had keys to the trash container.
The trash collection service? CS Municipal. I don't see why they would put anything in the trash, though.
Is there anyone else?
Ah, the elusive CS Municipal. I doubt we'll be able to track down who was...
Fuck.
This will have to be one of those little threats that solves itself down the road.
On Clinton Street,
Ah,
near the
fuck.
Bobby Street Diamond, a small truck rattles down an alleyway. It stops by a rusted trash container. Two men, their faces rough and swollen, jump out. They look at the container despondently. CSM is written on their backs.
Thank you anyway.
I'm not going to accuse him of it. So about that money, I owe.
Yes. Have you got it?
I have your money.
Well,
Here it is. Sorry for the trouble.
great. Thank you, officer. That's all I wanted. Payment for services rendered. If you continue to stay here, I just ask that you please pay your nightly bill in advance starting tomorrow.
All
He's not
right.
sorry about his behavior for your sake. Now that you have money, he really wants to make sure you're not angry with him.
I'll unlock the electronic lock
All
to
right.
the room. All the doors lock automatically at 9 p.m.
Okay.
Please pay for
Okay.
each night in advance starting tomorrow. 20 real per night.
I'll
Oh,
take that with
lame.
you too.
Of course. Always happy to have officers from the RCM as guests. Anything else I can do for you?
Nah, man. I'm good. I want my superstar cop thought. Let's see. Learning cap for perception raised to 5. I'm not gonna use speed though. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and forget this one. And I'm gonna internalize. Alright, Still seems unlikely. I could make my logic even worse. Fuck, I forgot what the 15th Indo tribe does. Interesting. Superstar might have to wait. Yeah, I'm gonna go with 15th Indo Tribe. That one will actually be fairly helpful. Alright, well, let's see if we can't get around to anything. It's all about money, you know. Oh, buddy, believe me. I know. Boy, do I know.
Hello again, sweetie.
Gotta get going now, lady. Nice talking to you. Let's see. End of day debrief with Kim. That's after 2200. So not quite ready for that yet. Go down south and see if there's anything else to... Whoop. A sewer. Great. Gateway to the River of Filth. Ain't that the friggin' truth. Let's see. What's down here? Ooh, some glove. Ooh, fingerless gloves. That can be fashionable. Bitchin'. Roy's Pawn Shop. The hell's going on here? I'll come back to look at all.
It's not often that I see officers
Sup,
from
Roy?
the RCM in my pawn shop. What can I do for you?
Not
His
much.
courtesy is not insincere, but he prefers being alone with his projector, just watching the movement of light across the walls of the shop.
I mean, I feel it. I can't blame him. Sorry, I feel like I'm interrupting you.
Oh no, not at all. I guess I haven't had many customers lately, RCM or otherwise.
Who are your customers usually?
All kinds of people come through here. Locals, travelers, people looking for a deal, people looking for a keepsake, people who are terminally bored. As you can see, I have a wide selection of goods for everyone to choose from. It keeps me entertained.
Of course.
Entertained? He might be high. If he is, on what?
Is Roy high? Well, I should be good at this,
Feeling
right?
warm and enthralled by the movement of light, while the mind continues to race forward.
Damn, I'm good with
Lucky
drugs.
bastard. He's probably on Parolidon. It's tough to come by on the street.
What is that?
Drug developed by the military to treat and prevent radiation sickness. It has psychedelic side effects, and it makes your eyes turn yellow.
That sounds like a problem with your liver. Is it just me, or is it really warm in here?
I try to keep the shop at a comfortable temperature.
There's a note of indignation in his voice. Interesting. Those triangle patches on his vest, you have a feeling they mean something, like they're similar to the halogen rectangle on your jacket.
I was with the Emergency Relief Brigade. You know, after the People's Pile disaster. Had to take Parolidon for radiation sickness. That's what you were hinting at just now, wasn't it?
He's taken for mental and emotional, not physical pain these days.
A bad idea. Some poor leftist built a particle decay generator in hopes of bringing affordable electricity to underserved communities. It malfunctioned. Radioactive waste everywhere. Probably some of it in you, too.
That's disturbing. Tell me more about this emergency relief brigade.
We were an all-volunteer force. Self-organized. Tried to help the fire brigades contain the spill.
Tough son of a gun, this one. Respect.
RESPECT.
I lived by the river since I was a small boy. The Esperance. Didn't have the art to let it all go to shit without trying to do something to help out. There wasn't much the volunteer force could do, however. We wasted years in the river mud. Years getting sick.
That is depressing, my guy. Must have been tough radioactive cleanup.
There's a reason why everyone's tried to forget any of it ever happened. And why no one has tried to repair or replace the pile.
Fair enough.
So much disappointment. An early death.
Yeah, that'll
Cancer
happen with
mostly.
radiation, I guess.
And we knew all that was coming even as we were cleaning up as best we could.
Whose fault was it that the generator failed?
No one's. Everyone's.
So much bitterness.
I think he has a right to be bitter, to be honest.
A bunch of poor people built themselves a primitive nuclear reactor, hoping for the best. What do you think is going to happen?
Yeah, that's fair. How'd you end up running a pawn shop?
The clean-up happened 15 years ago. I was young then.
Weren't we all?
Later, my second aunt died. Left me this shack and all the assorted junk in it. So I came to Martinez. People told me don't go there. It's a shithole. I said, people, we just had a nuclear pile meltdown. I'm gonna get as far away from Forburg as I can. Still in the same city, but
Yeah, what can you do?
I like the theory more than the story. Outward movement, not vortices.
Yeah, you gotta get in on those vortices, my man.
I don't need drugs. You might be able to aid our investigation.
I doubt it, but I can try and answer any questions you may have.
You know anything about the recent hanging?
I do my best to keep my distance from all manner of butchery. Bad for business, bad for everyone.
Oh, so you're neutral in the matter.
No one likes to see what you have to see every day.
Well, that's all I got for you.
The broker's gaze is already fixed on the dancing colors.
Do you happen to have any guns like the ones carried by the officers of the citizens' militia?
Someone else came here earlier today asking the same question. I
Ruh-roh.
promptly sold her the gun you pawned a couple days back.
What? Sold? The lieutenant shifts from one foot to another. Alert.
Oh, shit.
You,
With Kim here too? That just sounded really, really bad.
You were adamant about getting rid of it, officer. Said you were undeserving of a service weapon of the Revachol Citizens Militia. And I don't like keeping guns around the shop for long. Off the charts photon emissions. The unhealthy kind.
You know what? That honestly does sound like me.
He's not telling you the whole story. It seems he's trying to spare you.
I feel like there's something you're not telling me.
You weren't quiet yourself, officer.
Oh, that's good to hear.
You were very distraught. You said the gun was a threat to your life and that you can't trust yourself with it tonight. And that you need the money.
I wonder where all that money went.
When I said that I don't normally buy
But
firearms,
it certainly didn't go
you
towards
put
my
the
bar
gun
tab,
barrel in
'cause
your
I just had to
mouth
fucking
and
pay
sort
that.
of sucked on it. Then I agreed to take it.
You sucked on a gun? Good. Very normal.
Wait, how much did I sell the gun for?
15 real.
Oh, fuck
The
me.
lieutenant
Not
looks
a
from
lot.
you to Roy, and then back to you. It's
Yeah,
clear that he
look,
hopes
man,
this
I'm with
tableau
you, Kim.
might still turn out to be a bad dream. It's not, though.
Yeah, look, Kim, you don't have to tell me. I know it.
This has got to be the most. Wow. There's pity there, too. In case you didn't notice.
Happens to the best of us, I guess.
It certainly does. Especially in Revachol.
Was the buyer a policeman, too?
She didn't seem like a policeman. Although she kept referring to herself as a pig. Which was odd. I found
That
her
is slightly
interest
odd.
in the gun a bit obsessive. But I was just happy to get rid of it. And of her.
Sounds like you didn't like her.
Truth be told, she was terrifying.
I'm not terrifying, am I, sir?
Right, so let me get this right. You sold your sidearm, issued by the citizens.
Yeah, that seems to be about
A
right.
civilian is running around the streets of Martinez with it.
That does seem to be the case.
Miraculously, his face does not reveal what's happening inside.
You're right that she could cast aspersions on the force. We have to find her.
My apologies, officer, but I have no idea where she was coming from or where she went.
Balls.
A needle in a haystack. There is nothing you can do about it now. You'll just have to hope you luck upon her somehow.
Of course. Let me have a look.
I'll check my pockets.
Anything else you're thinking of selling?
And upon that, I'd like to sell my clothes.
I'm not purchasing any more clothing at the moment, and especially that tie. It swallows photons around it. I have no need for
What?
necrotic
This
objects.
tie is great.
Your mother is a necrotic object. I'm fun. Look at me sparkle in the light of the projector.
I don't have anything
Another
to sell at the
time,
moment.
perhaps.
I'm not going to show him a picture of a corpse.
Hey, so we've been monitoring you internally, and now we know your Copo type.
Wait, there are Kappa
Yes.
types?
Guess what's yours?
I was kind of hoping I'm the Apocalypse
That
Cop.
is only a ludicrous daydream. Guess again.
I was
You're
kind
the-
of hoping I'm the Superstar
That is
Cop.
only a ludicrous daydream. Guess again. You're the... no,
Cool Cop.
You're the sorry
Balls.
cop. The cop who's sorriest. Let's make it official then, shall we?
I don't want to.
Huge lack of enthusiasm going on in here.
Alright,
Bullshit.
whatever.
It's okay. See if you can get something out of this, like info. Or maybe every time you say you're sorry, you get $1 million.
That would be cool.
That won't happen.
Excuse me. Ow. Eh. There we go. Sorry, I was doing something. Hey, Kim.
We should think about calling it a day, maybe. The nights are still miserably cold this time of year.
Yes, my hostel room
We can
calls.
pick up where we left off tomorrow morning.
Alright, let's go. But I kind of wanted to speak to the other guy. Oh, that guy's gone. Lame. Waterlock out of order until Wednesday, 7:15 a.m. More Nosafed. Look at that, I have full morale now. Probably didn't need to do that, to be honest. Alright. Oh, damn, I should have saved it. Nah, I don't really want to do the Sorry Cop one. Sorry Cops are lame. But every now and again, you gotta say you're sorry. That's just part of being a grown-up. Right? Alright, I'm going upstairs. Are we having a balcony talk? Is that what's happening? Alright. We're here, Kim.
Yes? What do you want to know? You mean like a brief? Do you want me to brief you again?
Yes.
3 days ago,
All
during that time, the victim had been stripped of his belongings. They didn't identify themselves in any way. There's a strong prejudice against involving the RCM in what's seen as union matters. Just to be clear, we are good.
Kim, I don't know what to do. I'm on the balcony, man.
Yes?
No response. He just arches his brow. A moment passes. The lieutenant glances at the sport.
What about me? Good. Let's...
It's after 2200. Maybe... What's going on here? Alright, Kim. I'm going back outside. What's
Yes?
going on here?
What do you want to know? No, it's not the deceased, it's a security guard for... I can assure nothing like that will happen. Do you know why not? No.
There's something the lieutenant is...
Good. What about me? That's correct.
That makes him a being.
Are they?
You could use a...
That's because I'm half Seolite. Or it's a part of the world, officer. I can see your...
He's glad to have shut down your question.
Tell me a secret about yourself. Well, that's lame.
Your brain sends the signal to your lips, but they refuse
Kim has
the
a
order.
Kim just
is
has max
paralyzing
authority.
them. The eyebrow is exercising psionic control over you.
What's happening to me?
Something the matter, detective?
What's going on? It's like you're a puppet in his hands.
Give up. There's nothing you can do. Balls.
The lieutenant relaxes his eyebrow, and you seem to regain control of yourself.
You ever talk with yourself? Pretty much what I said.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
So how do you, you know...
Think? I do most of my work inside my notebook.
Okay.
The lieutenant produces. That's where his... You're super lucid. Yeah.
Good. Let's...
Kim. Why do you not seem to... Here, I'm gonna... Just quick save real quick. Maybe I have to go to my room first to try and trigger it.
This is the door to the room you redecorated.
Good
Just
night,
a moment.
Lieutenant.
You had some questions earlier.
Oh, I just had to go over
And
here to
besides,
fucking trigger
we should
it.
discuss
Lame.
our progress on the investigation. Let's go out to the balcony.
Alright, let's do this. I mean, I'm the one that wants to do this anyways, so...
The air outside is brisk. The lieutenant is silent for a moment. He listens to the traffic hum. Then,
Where shall we begin?
I don't know, dude.
We should talk about
Nice
the
cigarette.
investigation, first and foremost. But I also remember you wanting to discuss the RCM.
Yes. I didn't know you smoked, Kim.
I have a cigarette every night when I go over my notes. It's something of a ritual.
I feel you. Smoking's fun.
oh man, he looks so devastatingly cool with that cigarette.
You mean this? This isn't cool. It's an unnecessary trial of will and unhealthy.
Keeping the habit within the parameters he's given himself takes a lot of focus. It would be easier to simply quit.
I don't want to pick up smoking.
Yes, it's been a long and eventful day. Well, we didn't really look at the body. And there's still much to do at the crime scene too. We didn't search it thoroughly enough.
Yeah, you're right.
He would have put all of this more harshly, but he doesn't want you to feel completely discouraged. Probably because he's afraid that you'll just give up and keep drinking.
That's a legitimate fear. Don't worry, Kim. I'll be in much better shape
I
tomorrow.
look forward to that. As for the interviews, we weren't able to find the union leader, Everard Clare, much less interview him. So that's on the to-do list for tomorrow.
Yeah. We did find Joyce Messier, though.
We talked to Joyce Messier, but didn't get any information from her. I have a feeling Joyce knows how dangerous the situation really is. We have to get her to talk to us. Above all, though, today was exhausting. What's with all the running? You run a lot. Is that a standard Precinct 41 practice?
I'm a track star,
I have a really
Kim.
good theory about why you're running so fast, son. Just you wait until we get up tomorrow.
It's impressive, to say the least. For a man your age, especially. Those are some stylish shoes too, by the way. Those loafers. Must be hard to run indoors like you do.
Thank you for the compliment. We could manage it even in wooden clogs. There are uncanny running reservoirs in this body. God knows why.
I actually got a compliment from Kim. That's amazing. So what are our powers exactly, the RCM?
They're quite limited, actually. The power officers of the Revachol Citizens Militia exercise most frequently is imposing fines of up to 1,000 real for offenses, in accordance with an interdepartmental schedule.
That's a lot. 1,000. Why not more?
The RCM's primary role is to ensure safety. We are not really supposed to play any part in the economic structure.
Do you see how poor I am, though? Wouldn't that be an easy power to abuse?
Yes, although indirectly, as citizens can always request records from their local station.
I guess that makes it easier to not abuse.
Officers of the RCM have been known to take bribes of less than the prescribed fine amount. It undermines trust in the RCM.
Okay, what else?
We can arrest people, of course, but rather than bringing someone in directly, it's preferable to serve a station cold sleep. It prevents confusion and overcrowding. You can't. Those who don't show up become fugitives, though, and have fewer legal rights when they are eventually caught. It's about power projection. Thus far, they seem to mostly show up. As you may have gathered from the fact that we are expected to carry a record of our kills, like the one in your watermarks, we are permitted to use whatever force is necessary, and strongly admonished not to abuse that power. You have to supply compelling evidence for why it was necessary to use lethal force. In these cases, your partner is usually your witness.
What about those cops that go around looking to kill people, though?
Not a good position to be in, by the way. Internal Affairs handles these cases thoroughly, by cross-examining you for inconsistencies.
Kim?
It is hard to cover for anyone, which is for the best.
Kim, if I have to kill somebody, you're gonna back me up, right? What happens to the people we convict?
We don't convict. We arrest and send them to coalition government courts in Couron and La Delta. The prosecution works off our testimonies and records, which is why it's paramount to keep them.
I see, so I should be doing a better job. And who makes all these rules?
The coalition government, and the moral intern more broadly. The RCM was formed by the coalition government to restore order in the international zone after the revolution. So we did. Now we attempt to maintain that order. No more, no less. Or perhaps it is better to say we were allowed to form. It's a point of contention whether the citizens of Revachol or the coalition government founded the RCM.
Let's say it was the citizens of Revachol.
Be sentimental if you like. Either way, the moral intern leases us the right to keep the peace in this city, and they will take it away if we misuse it.
What is the moral intern?
The Moralist International are the world's largest political organization. You know who they are.
I don't.
They've been running this place after the revolution failed.
It's taken like 2 polls in like 5 minutes. Man, your cigarette has probably gone out by now, Kim. If I didn't know, how would you describe them?
They're a union of center-left and center-right parties across the real belt.
So they're centrists.
Our coalition government is just one of its many projects. They also run the ICP, EPIS, most intergovernmental organizations in the world.
What do they believe in?
What do they believe in? They are Dolorians. They believe they continue the humanist project set forth by Her Innocence Dolores Day 4 centuries ago. Others say they are just technocrats.
What is their symbol?
Interesting question. It's a blue forget-me-not. Their motto is love, compassion, self-discipline. I think you can gauge what they want you to think of them from that.
Yeah. They're probably not that good in reality, though.
Something ominous. Something even a little feminine. But in a strict manner.
Who was this Dolores Day person?
A historic figure? The author of the modern age? You will have to look elsewhere for opinions. The subject of humanism is too abstract for me.
That's fair.
For you, she is something painful, though it's hard to say why.
What do you think of them?
The moral intern are a fact. I try not to have opinions on facts until they change. And it doesn't look like that's about to happen.
You sound sad about that.
It is more than that. There's some kind of affection in him. The lieutenant breathes out a chestnut-scented cloud of cigarette smoke and looks at the city he's sworn to guard.
I have an opinion on the moral intern.
Do you?
Huh. We are stooges of the world's biggest bourgeois organization protecting bourgeois rights.
No. We are stooges of the world's biggest bourgeois organization, protecting the people of Revachol. That's the hand we were dealt. Without the MI, we would be common vigilantes.
Maybe we should make our own law?
Spoken like a revolutionary, not a cop. But hypothetical aside, in Martinez we
Well, I
always
am a
become
revolutionary.
vigilantes. At least the Union thinks so. I expect our job here to prove quite challenging.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
The lights of the orphan district are reflected in his glasses, the red and golden orbs of the motorway sliding like pearls on a string from east to west as Revachol commutes back to the suburbs. Tomorrow is Tuesday. Monday is over. The dying lights of the city shimmer below. Slowly, like luminous clouds, they pass on his lenses. The lieutenant looks at his slim cigarette, contemplating the next drag. This soldier is the highlight of the day for me, he thinks. This little stick right here.
They really don't like us here. And the mouth on that kid, Kuno. It's different inland, in Jamrock and the GRIH.
Why are they like this?
It's our fault for leaving this place to the dogs, to the Union, to the company, not daring to come here more often. This place has fallen between the cracks, the jurisdictions of our two precincts.
And in Jamrock and the GRIH?
We run this city. West of the river is RCM land. It's incredibly hard. Human beings are... But we are in control, and it's worth it. The organization works. Our systems work. If they didn't, the city would disintegrate.
Night. Captain Bartholomew Price steps into the yard. A piebald horse waits by the motor carriage, chewing oats out of an oat bag. Seagulls fly overhead. The sky is black. Captain Price wears a black suit and a standard patrol coat as he mounts the horse to head home. Rows of houses on either side, hunching over the sidewalks, and Precinct 41, with its dome roof growing distant. Around him, the streets are silent. A kid on the corner waves at the captain as he takes the turn on Petition and Main. The horse neighs. The captain nods back.
Nice.
Thanks, kid, he thinks. He's grateful.
I hope our investigation will help improve the situation here. At least do some good.
Me too. But I wouldn't count on any drastic changes in our lifetimes.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, it's getting very cold now. Let's go.
Ooh, new skill point. Let's see. Mirror, encyclopedia, trash container, the hanged man. Oh yeah, I gotta put a point into Inland Empire. So tomorrow I can actually go talk to the hanged man. Maybe I can do it while Kim's not there. It's also a possibility. I mean, I could always just go to my room like I'm gonna go to bed and then see you in the morning. Good night, Kim. Bye-bye. Free money. Free money. God, this binge was almost worth it. Am I able to do anything in the mirror yet?
A mirror hangs on the bathroom wall. In it, your face, adorned with the expression.
Do I have the chain cutters equipped? I do. Alright, let's see if I can do this thing.
On the bathroom wall. The chain cutters slip out of your hand.
Alright, I'll let the mirror be for now.
The window stands broken in its frame. What do you mean?
No.
Assess the damage.
Well, that's unfortunate. Alright, I'm gonna head back out. I think Joyce Messier is still up, so I can ask her more questions about reality. Hello, lady. I've lost my partner.
Hello again, sweetie.
Later. I want to ask some more questions about reality. I need to get more of a lowdown. I hope she's still available. But I guess I shouldn't hold my breath. Oh yeah, I got new gloves. Ooh, +1 electrochemistry. I think I'd rather have the interfacing. So +1 suggestion, -1 half-light. This is +1 esprit de corps, +1 conceptualization. I probably need more conceptualization than I do esprit de corps. Oh, I gotta say, these gardener gloves look fucking wacky. Joyce, you still here? Joyce, I've come back. Shadows on the water, green plants under the calm surface.
You're back. Good. What can I help you with?
We got some more questions about reality.
More lessons in basic reality? My favorite part of the day. Go ahead, ask me anything.
What is this acute encephalopathy?
It's a neurological disorder caused by a lack of vitamin B in the brain. Symptoms include a retrograde amnesia. It's quite serious. You should get yourself checked out.
She conveys it in short.
That doesn't
cold
sound
verse,
good.
Trying not to invest too deeply in the condition of this doomed detective.
What are the causes of this encephalopathy?
Well, it's either bariatric surgery or long-term alcohol use.
It's definitely the drinking.
She nods slowly. What this boils down to is, this reality thing is stupid. Blow this joint, grab a bottle, and drain that shit right down your throat.
That does sound fun.
Yes, and perform autoerotic asphyxiation on yourself with your funny necktie, out in the open somewhere.
Wait. This reality thing is the only game in town. It's probably in your interest not to blow it.
Wipe that urge from your mind and get back to reality.
She stares at you, head tilted to the side, with a slightly concerned look on her face.
I want to know what you are.
She won't maneuver her way out of this one.
What are you?
I am the vilest of the vile. A traitor. A devourer of nations and infants.
A communist?
I am an ultra.
It's sharp.
Wait, what's an ultra?
An ultra-liberal. It's a type of liberal. From the revolution. It's, not the moderate kind.
I don't understand. What's so vile about
Haven't
that?
you heard? I am a nether creature of the Forbidden Swamp. One of those who pushed the king under a shit wagon and betrayed the revolution.
Well, I mean, fuck the king, but the revolution was cool.
I can see you thought I'd gone extinct. No sane person identifies as an ultra-liberal anymore. Not in broad daylight. You're a centrist at heart. A real moralist.
Actually, I'm a communist.
Tell me, now that I've uncoiled myself, do you find me frightening?
In her green eyes, you see a mixture of truth and self-satire. Decades of guilt and pride. Forgive her, but only because you like pearlescent teeth and those light green eyes.
I forgive you.
I do hope so. I hope we're able to remain collegial despite it. Remember, we were partners, whether you like to admit it or not. There's blood on many hands, I assure you. When the dust settled, the liberals were the only ones left to clean up the mess. By virtue of their survival, they were handed enormous power to shape the future. This was all our last generation managed.
Would you have done anything differently?
With due respect to our overlords, the eternal caretaker government that keeps Martinez a monument to the efficacy of its artillery.
While a gentle wind sweeps the streets in the rebuilt east, light drizzle washing it clean, lights go up and motor carriages circulate, the tracks.
I would not have relinquished sovereignty to the Coalition. Not here in Martinez, and not in the Stella Maris or Delta Beachheads either. If not for then for my daughters. We had an obligation to defend our
Kind of
sovereignty.
skipped that one a little quick.
We should have burned the whole Isola down rather than let them have it.
Dark orange flames reflect in her green eyes. An oil fire on the ocean.
You're a smart woman.
Perhaps. My intellectual vanity will be my undoing.
You're a patriot?
Yes, I suppose I am. But I wouldn't be a patriot anywhere but here.
Well, I mean, it would be kind of impossible to. You have daughters?
Yes. Whatever else I am, I'm also a mother and a wife. Now, shall we return to reality?
What is this?
A bird? A sphenicid? A flightless bird of the polar regions?
Am I really that awkward?
Of course you're not, my dear. I'm just terrible at guessing games.
I meant, what is this place here?
Ah. This is the pier of Rue de Saint-Ghislain, 33A, where the tenants have been kind enough to rent me a slot.
How nice.
Or two.
What is Rue de Saint-Ghislain 33A?
A pre-revolutionary tenement. Old buildings are called tenements, you see. And new buildings, bâtiments. After les bâtiments nouveaux.
Bâtiment?
But 33A and 33B are not nouveaux. They're old.
Huh.
This one used to be 8 to 10 stories tall. A real high-rise by the standards of the last century. Built to mirror the skyscrapers across the bay in the Delta. That was before the war, of course.
Wait, so the war took out 6 stories? God damn. Who lived in them?
Mostly the urban middle class, I believe. This was once primo real estate, before the cannons lopped 4 or 5 stories off.
Okay, the math doesn't add up.
Splat, splat.
Sup, Cindy?
Wonderful.
What is that?
The girl in the old lady rags.
Yes.
Looks like a sullen and rebellious member of a teen infraculture.
Infraculture.
Yes. You and I belong to the supraculture. We're common, the herd. The music on the radio, the food in the chain restaurant, those are all too popular for the girl in the old lady rags.
Sounds like you and her have some fundamental differences.
She prefers a fantasy world, an infraculture with its own dress code and vernacular. It is an illusion, I'm afraid. There is no refuge from the supraculture.
I understand everything. Make it more complicated somehow.
I can't. That's how simple it is. One may dye their hair green and wear their grandma's coat, all they want. Capital has the ability to subsume all critiques into itself. Even those who would critique capital end up reinforcing it instead. All right. What next? Glad to have been of assistance. You're back. Good. What can I help you with? More lessons in basic reality? My favorite...
6 kilometers southwest in the valley of...
Hell yeah.
Junior officer Chad Tilbrook.
Beating
takes
the
aim
odds.
At a rabid black dog licking.
Well, I
its
guess it was
wounds
slightly
in the
better than
grass.
50-50.
To his left, his partner,
Well, almost
Emil
60-40.
Mullins, whispers, "You heard what happened
better
to
than a
Tequila
Twinkas.
Sunset in Martinez?"
Tequila Sunset.
"Yes, he lost his mind," Tilbrook answers, fingers on the trigger. "Don't worry, Emil." He pulls it out slowly. Slowly now. He'll find it again. We always do.
You? You're an officer of the
Huh.
RCM.
The Revachol Citizens Militia?
Preciso mundo.
Good. And what is the Revachol Citizens Militia?
Nothing more nor less than the de facto law enforcement body of post-revolutionary Revachol.
You said de facto?
Yes. That means
Icto de
not
facto.
de jure. The RCM acts in what is poetically called the twilight of international law, both at the behest of the coalition government and to its chagrin.
What do you mean?
The RCM's responsibilities are defined by the Emergency, Wayfarer and Aliments Acts, 3 pieces of legislation keeping the city in a, let's be honest, laissez-faire stasis to the benefit of foreign capital.
So I'm basically a lackey of capital?
There's nothing basic about your role, Detective. It's true that the RCM keeps everything the way our seemingly permanent provisional rulers like it. Yet, on the other hand, I know these people. I deal with them daily. Let me tell you, dear, they are not fans of you. The post-revolutionary decade was a disaster for the coalition government. Revachol in the 20s was hell, especially on the west side of the river. Gang warfare, a botched privatization scheme, a nuclear pile meltdown. They called it the international zone because no nation wanted to claim responsibility. The RCM restored peace where the coalition failed. A true blue citizens' initiative.
Well, that's
they will never
cool.
forgive you. So permit me to conclude with this. Who you are to me is the police, the only legitimate law enforcement authority in Revachol.
Thank you, ma'am.
And if those authorities drink so hard they need help recalling the basic terms of reality, well, I'm here to help.
How nice of you. What is...
A strange
Should've known that wouldn't work.
comes over you as you look at the world. The waves sway the sloop slowly. That's all. The doubt is fully formed in your head. The alien feeling persists. You just can't word the question yet. You have to complete the jamais vu thought first.
Okay, well, I am currently working on the jamais vu thought, so I'll be able to get to that at some point soon. Let's see, I'm gonna go to the bathroom real quick, so I'll be back shortly, y'all. Alright, I'm back. Whew. Feel much better now. Hell yeah. Read the watermarks, got the lowdown on reality, time to go talk to a corpse. And then probably time to head to bed. Hour 38, 2 hours 37 minutes. Gotcha. So not much longer on either of those. I could always stay out longer. I mean, I wake up at the same time regardless of when I leave. Regardless of when I go to bed. I could always read my ledger in my room for a little bit, too. It's an option. That's an option. I forget what the, like, actual limit is for having to go to bed. But I know that you can stay out pretty late. What up, Kuno? What are you doing out here so late?
Kuno care?
Kuno, I found your shack.
Yeah, did you fucking there?
What was with the pig head?
That? Kuno decapitates pigs. That's just a Kuno demo tape.
Cool pig head. I liked it. I got one too. This one. It's shit.
What is this shit? Fucking on yourself. This is weird level shit. Kuno doesn't go there.
Fuck your shit back to normal. What is this?
Oh, that's great. I found a plate covered with powder residue. Know anything about it?
That's where Kuno gets his daily hit of electric. Kuno Shazam. Kuno rides the fucking lightning in there, pig.
Aren't you a little young to be doing drugs? Don't fuck with your brain, man.
You'd like to ride the lightning too, wouldn't you? You feel tired and old, but you could have that sparkle in your eyes.
What's with the tube of magnesolum, Kuno?
It's a vitamin, pig. Don't you know anything?
It's magnesium, right?
Yeah, it's the mag. You fucking need that shit to stay on top of your game. Kuno goes through like a tube a day, rips mag like a motherfucker, and you could use a bottle.
Well, that was rude.
Oh, don't teach him, Kuno. He's gonna use it against you, Kuno.
I know all about magnesium. I rock it all the time.
You're not getting this, pig. It completely takes away the hangover. It's like you didn't do anything.
Is that
like
true?
You stayed home playing with your choo-choo.
Because I get so hungover these days. Although I guess I don't drink very often, but when I do, I drink in obscene, ungodly amounts. So that's probably why. That probably doesn't help as well. But man, if magnesium can fix that.
Fuck you, pig. Don't do mag. You're gonna OD and you're gonna fucking die.
Fuck you, Kuno S. Could I get into the harbor from the roof?
Of course you fucking can. How do you think Kuno made all the docky boys his gimps? Just gotta fly, pig.
Is that it?
No,
Easy.
You, pig. Kuno can't wait to see you get all scared.
Well,
and shit your
alright.
pants.
That's rude.
Kuno can't wait to see you shit your fat pants.
Alright.
That's all there is to it then. Don't be a pansy. Just jump.
I've heard enough of this.
Pigmeister. Don't come and talk to Kuno about his kingdom.
Okay,
Kuno
I'm off.
doesn't fucking care.
Well, see you later, Kuno. The ladder's for kids. It wouldn't hold the weight of a grown man.
There are several foot sitting at a desk.
Damn it.
The
I'll
man
have to evaluate that
is
lady.
naked, but for a pair of underpants and
If
white.
this... Thank God. I was going to say, if this doesn't work, I'm going to shoot myself. Where have you gone?
Into the wild pale yonder.
Where's that?
In the past. Way out in the west.
I can see you're gone, but who are you?
I'm a joke. Look at me.
There's nothing funny about you.
There is nothing funny about jokes either.
Oh. What? Okay. Who were you when you were alive?
A killer. A motherfucker. And a killer.
Takes one to know one.
I have another question for you.
Go ahead, Cobbo.
What is happening?
What do you mean?
I'm talking to you.
It's the power of your...
If you say imagination, I'm going to kick you.
Imagination.
He said imagination.
Yeah, man! Don't be crazy! Inanimate objects and dead people can't really talk to you. Your wild imagination is doing this. Ask some more of those questions you love so much.
Fair enough.
He loves those.
Why do I love questions so much?
Because you're a copperoony. Look at all of them go. Do you want more questions?
Give me a comical amount of questions.
Coming right up. Copperoony Rooney.
Is my name...
He's getting upbeat now.
Hell yeah. Is my name Rooney?
Fuck no. You're no Rooney.
Rooney is obviously not who I am.
Between you and me, your name is probably Harry.
I feel like I've been getting a lot of Harry lately.
You might be onto something there.
Why do I feel like I've forgotten something terrible?
Because you have.
Who killed you?
Love did me in, Provocopo. It was love all along.
Can you ask me a question?
Lobo. I can ask you a question. Why are you doing
Why are any of us doing anything, my guy?
Looking at my face, motionless, looking into my eyes, standing here. Why are you investigating my murder?
I don't have anything else to do. This case is all I have.
I am all you have. Then you truly lost it all, brother. Let the world drag it all away from you. And what it left, you pissed away. And here we are.
I hate you. You stink and you're boring.
Do I remind you of someone?
Myself, in the bathroom mirror.
There you go. Look at that bright kid. We're birds of a feather, you and I. Soon you will be just like me. Just keep drinking and having a good time. It's a matter of weeks.
Yeah.
Feeling nausea, vomiting, tenderness or pain around the liver area, tiny red lines on the skin above waist level, more like days, Coppo. The clock is ticking. Your liver tells you so.
Jesus. Why were you feeling pleasure when you died?
Maybe I was getting my rocks off.
First, do you have to speak like that? What dialect is that anyway?
It's a mishmash, Coppabolo. You think I'm Messinian, don't you? For you, this is how people from Messina speak like.
I'm not even sure what Messina is, dude.
Well, I'm not from Messina, am I? My hair is too light a shade of brown. Trust your inner racist.
What are you, racist now, too?
You think I am. You think I was a racist because this lump looks military and has tattoos.
Huh.
That's called profiling.
Fair enough. So you were feeling sexual arousal when they were hanging you.
Do I look like an erotic auto-asphyxiation type to you?
Yes.
Captain Coppodromo. I fear we are drifting away, fixating on sexuality again. Let's go with a simpler question.
Enough.
Come back later, Coppo. Amuse yourself with my frank manners and my memento mori features.
The material appears delicate. These are clearly not boots. They're the cadaver.
Oh, I want the
twists
boots.
on the cargo belt. His torso covered in tattoo.
I think I have to get the body down first in order to be able to get the boots, though. But I need to do it at night so that Kim can't see me do it. Because getting the boots kind of feels like something that Kim would not approve of. Even though he's going to see me wearing them later. Who's this guy? Ah. I'll just go upstairs. I'll go into my room. Kim's door is locked. Pretty sure there's a trophy for getting into Kim's room. I just don't know how. I mean, our rooms are clearly connected. Oh, here, let me close the door. Alright, time to do this.
It's the ledger you found in the trash. A cabbage of papers hanging from the board, with the permeables drawer inside.
Here, wait. I'm gonna Do a quick save real quick. I might save scum real quick because I want to be able to read this shit.
Yes,
Oh,
you can piece
first
them
try.
together.
Didn't even need to save scum.
Alphanumeric code on the margin. It always begins with HDB 41. Then
Those
date
are
of
my initials.
initialization and time of arrival on the scene, followed by the title. For example, HDB 41120111700. The Next World Mural.
Wait, HDB 41? Weren't those Officer Precinct?
Why, yes. Your precinct number is 41.
And HDB?
Every last alphanumeric in the files begins with it. And these are your case files. It's safe to say HDB are your initials.
Ram Darjan Bin Zakin?
Yeah, no.
How long does it take to read a case?
It takes about half an hour to piece one together, using the system you've devised. Where do you want to start?
The Next World Mural.
This one is relatively easy to reconstruct. Overnight on 1202, a graffito, nay, a mural, appears on an 8-story tenement overlooking central Jamrock. The building is a sparsely inhabited ghost tower, part of a failed real estate development called Grand Couronne. The mural is enormous. 2 silhouettes, a man and a woman, are kissing. The text cut into their form reads, "True love is possible only in the next world. For new people, it is too late for us. Wreak havoc on the middle class. People call it that thing and that fucking thing. It's visible for miles. In 2 days, the station's complaints desk gets clogged with requests to remove the bummer. You and your partner are assigned to the case. The graffito crew is easy to track down. Only the bell lectures have the literage of industrial paint to cover the surface. One of the graffito artists is rumored to be rich. They take responsibility for the execution, but not the design. The ideologue of the Next World Mural, as the crew calls it, remains an unknown.
Wait, do I ever find out who came up with it?
The case files do not show you finding the author of the design.
Read on.
The crew agrees to clean up after themselves. However, your partner, JV, is against the removal, citing public support for conservation. This leads to a debate in Precinct 41, which then spreads to the streets of Jamrock, ending in a rare plebiscite organized by you and the rest of Row 3.
That's wild.
The 9,000 people subjected to the mural's message, all of Lakeside, Central Jamrock, and Villa Lobos, plus half of the eminent domain, participate in the vote. Although the case begins with what appears to be a lot of rambling on the streets as to how juvenile and stupid the mural is, given a choice between 2 options.
Keep the mural, it is right.
A staggering 78% of voters choose to keep it. Turns out the opposition were a loud minority, and that love truly is possible in the next world for new people, and it is too late for us.
All that remains is to wreak havoc on the middle class.
In any case, it appears to have been a rare case of civil activity in the quarter, and agreement as well. What do you want to tackle next?
The unsolvable case.
AKA Leslie and Burke, AKA the public indecency drunk and the property damage drunk, is a cursed case. It has been passed from unsuspecting officer to unsuspecting officer for 10 years. On January 29, the unsolvable case made its way to you. Why you accepted it, it is unclear. Every officer, and indeed most civilians in Jamrock, know it's unsolvable.
I wonder why I took that. Probably to prove everybody wrong?
You were so drunk, you didn't remember what it was when you signed on. That, or you were high.
Yeah, that tracks.
Leslie will always take his pants off when he's drunk. Burke will always trash everything. It's just what they do. It is their nature. You cannot change the nature of a man, and you can't lock them away because public indecency and small-scale property damage are not punishable by incarceration.
Not even for like a day?
The only way for Leslie to stop flashing his genitals to bypassers and for Burke to stop dismantling signage and rear view mirrors would be for them to stop drinking alcohol, which in their 40s or 50s, it's hard to tell because of their distorted features, is a medical improbability on par with you ceasing to produce the expression.
Rude. Fuck off, Ledger. Couldn't we just keep them off the streets?
You would think that, but you're wrong. Where's the fun in exposing your genitals or breaking stuff in your own home? No, Leslie and Burke are on the corner of Main Street and Perdition, because that's where the action is.
Proceed.
Threatening, fines, dragging them to the
Hell
station.
yeah.
Locking them up in the hellholes they live in. Locking them up in the station. Hypnotherapy. Even trying to get the local gang of Zemyaki to take them out. The Zemyaki gave them ethanol, so Burke and Leslie would expose and rampage even harder. You tried it all, and still the complaints wouldn't stop, as they hadn't stopped for 10 years. It's plain to see from the files that you, Satellite Officer JV, and Special Consultant TH, had more important cases to attend to. You uncover cross-reference to several ongoing investigations, each brought to a standstill every time you drive down Main Street. Because there they are, on the corner of Perdition. And what is Leslie doing?
Fuck, I don't recall. Let's see. Public indecency.
Good, you're learning. If the files are to be trusted,
well, shit.
That's all there is to it. That and Burke breaking things, and the fact that they're both drunk. But then again, so are you. The case becomes considerably less comic one day when Burke takes a swing at your ledger.
Uh-oh, was he one of my 3 kills?
He must have it confused with the property he likes to damage. But the joke's on him. The officer is also drunk.
Uh-oh.
Way more drunk than Burke there. And let's be
That's
fair,
bad.
you also have party eyes. You slam the hardened plastic board in his face, then proceed to beat him unconscious with it. In the process,
That's fucked up.
The ledger sustains damage. The compartment within, reserved for permeable documents, is jammed shut. You stop your assault on the now unconscious Burke to open it, but are unable to do so. The officer began to cry, reports Leslie, who, at this point, is tending to Burke.
Huh.
Killed them. They broke it.
Yeah, it seems like they started this shit. I don't know, man. Fuck around, find out.
He came at us, and at us. I think he was trying to kill Burko.
Burko deserved it.
While trying to kill Burko, you slowly come around. The permeables compartment is open. You've smashed it open on poor Burko's kneecaps.
Oh, wait a
The good
second.
news is
There's something in that
Burke
permeable
can't
compartment.
walk anymore.
Something that I don't want to find.
Can't get out of his apartment. An invalid. With Burke to tend to, Leslie cuts back on the indecent exposure. Maybe he flashes his genitals to Burke. Who knows? But both drunks are off the street.
Homies
The
show
complaints
dicks to
stop.
their homies.
The
It's just what we do.
unsolvable case is solved.
Hell yeah.
Which is also why the officer responsible narrowly escapes a disciplinary hearing.
Hell yeah.
The end. Do you want to read another one?
The Square Bullet Hole Murders.
It would be very interesting to read about these, wouldn't it? I mean, there seems to be a square-shaped entry wound in the victim's forehead. She's been sitting there for weeks
Wild.
on her rocking chair with a square hole in her skull, staring at the wall, her mouth agape.
You sure it wasn't just like a square block from, like, maybe like a Lego that was fired at high speed? But
That's all you got. From the half hour you spent piecing it together, all you know is the entry wound was square-shaped. You never found the bullet.
well,
And then
this has been
another
a
body
useless,
showed up, also
useless
with a square
trial.
hole in his forehead.
A sequence killer.
Who knows? Those pages are missing.
Hell yeah, more
What next?
breakthroughs.
Don't worry. One day.
One day.
Not much has changed in the meanwhile. It's
Look at
made
the
of dark
clipboard.
blue plastic, hard enough to beat someone to submission with. The edges are rounded, however. The U4 size board feels thick and heavy in your hand. Light shimmers on its wet surface. On the back you see the embossed letters RCM.
What did you say the color was?
Blue.
Blue.
The blue hole.
Blue?
Don't look into it.
Shake the ledger.
Something rattles inside, ever so lightly.
Yes, I
Is
knew it.
there a hidden compartment?
Damn
The
straight.
plastic shimmers like lapis lazuli, but it is not see-through. You cannot see to its center.
How do I open it?
With your hands, you
balls.
four-sized pages hang from the clip screwed to the top of the board.
Alright, let's do this shit.
The two sides of the board appear
Yeehaw!
slightly misaligned, like a drawer that's come off its slides. If you bend the plastic on your knee slowly, the slides snap back into place. It should be possible to just,
I'm doing it.
without resistance or sound. The two panels
I'm
move
going in, you
against
can't
each
stop
other.
me.
The compartment is now open.
What's inside?
2 ticket stubs and a handmade postcard.
Let's see the ticket stubs.
2 octopuses are smiling, reaching their tentacles
Ooh, that's
toward each other
adorable.
in the colored pencil drawings. The tickets permit access to the zoo in Revachol East. The aquarium costs extra. These let you go there, too.
Pick up the card.
Thin wax paper has been glued to a piece of cardboard.
What kind of card
Sounds
is this?
like leaves rustling when you pick it up. You see violet flowers, floral patterns, patches of glue.
Time to give that bad boy a sniff.
It smells of chewing gum, apricot flavored, a touch of cinnamon, the end of summer. You think the label says tutti frutti.
Is little Richard here? Open it.
Familiar handwriting lines the inside of the card. Looped, round letters in a woman's hand. Harry, it begins. You're already reading. I wanted to write you a letter so you can read it when you wake up. Maybe it will make you happy. Throw it away, please.
But it will make me happy.
Outside, you hear the wind howl. A sudden gale blows in from Martinez.
Come outside.
What?
Far away and outside, the reeds hiss with desperation. Step out.
I'm gonna keep
Your
reading.
hand shakes, holding the card. Every morning when I step out and you're asleep behind me, it says, I find a little piece of sadness in me. I carry it in my chest, down Voyager Road. Every step I take, it grows. By the time I reach the fuel station, it has filled me entirely. I step onto the light rail and look back. Sparks fall from the bow collector. I know it will be like this until late afternoon, when I get off the 42 and walk back to you.
Keep reading.
You. Every step I take will get lighter. It almost makes me run. Sometimes I do. I can't believe I met you. I can't believe the happiness I feel with you. You have a vast, vast soul, and I will always, always, always come back to it. Kisses,
Keep reading.
Kisses, kisses. You feel the air
Can't
sucked
stop
out
now.
of your lungs
Uh-oh.
and the blood sucked out of your head.
Time to take a
Everything
nap, I
around you
guess.
gets dark. Small white dots appear. You feel the ledger slip from your hand. No. Hold on.
Holding
Towards.
on.
There's nothing.
Falling sideways. Am I okay? The fuck? Did I just die? The hell?
There is nothing. Again.
Nothing?
Nothing sad, brother. No treachery. Just blackout.
Oh, just gonna lie there passed out.
Well, almost nothing. There is the ground below you. That's still there. And the small light that's on, fluttering, somewhere in the basal ganglia.
Who's that?
That's me. Blue eyes, that's me.
And who was that?
Who was what?
He speaks of the sickening longing,
Huh.
the unwell emotion. Even in the darkness, he's grasping for it.
No.
Still trying to
Not at
hold
all.
on to the great sorrows slipping in the water.
No, No, I was cool. I'm cool.
The cool when you're dead, brother.
Damn
Here
straight.
in the paleo-mammalian cortex, we call it the shadow. Because it's always there.
Was that the X something?
Bloated
The
corpse of the past resurfacing.
yes, that.
Don't prod at it. It will start moving again.
Where's Voyager
There is
Road?
no Voyager Road. There are no roads, no houses, no lights in the windows. It's all on pause.
Enough. Just lie there
You think they would
motionless.
let you until you disintegrate into biomolecules. No. Someone is breathing on your
Ah,
face
balls.
now, inspecting your pupils, stupid idiot.
I'm not coming back.
Oh, but you are. They're pouring something on you. Something in you.
It's delicious. Glowing lights on a dashboard.
What the hell's happening?
Nothingness.
Where am I?
Upholstered cabin of Lieutenant Kitsuragi's motor carriage. Seated
Why is Kim still
driver's
awake at 2
basket.
o'clock in the morning?
The air is thick with leatherworks and heavy fuel oil. Cold water runs down.
This is taking a weird turn.
Drink. Water.
You're back?
Mm-hmm. No drink.
The
Alright.
water is cold.
I got
silvery,
this.
The stuff of life itself as it pours down your parched throat. The pounding in your head recedes. The darkness parts.
Wait, how did you open my door?
Drink. You haven't drunk water in 2 days. Did you know the human body is not made to survive on alcohol alone?
Really?
You need a secondary
But I've been
form
doing
of
so
hydration.
good.
good.
With greedy gulps,
Hell
you down
yeah.
half a liter of cold water.
More of that
Some it
water.
spills on the driver's seat. The lieutenant pays no heed to it.
What happened?
I should ask you the same.
There was a call on the shortwave. Officer passed out in Martinez. I had a feeling it would be you. I'm glad I got here in time.
How long was I out?
It could have been quite a while.
I came in contact with the burnt-out ruins of the past, Lieutenant.
That does sometimes happen. I found
Thanks.
this next to you. I'll tag along for the rest of the day if you don't mind. My business is concluded anyway. Are you okay to go?
Let's solve this case.
Good.
The Ledger of Failure and Hatred is a special item that can be used both as an interactable.
Hell yeah. Jamais vu.
Realization. Jamais vu, the opposite of déjà vu. Not already seen, but never seen. Everything that should be familiar appears strange and new, like some half-forgotten day in your childhood. Only now. That's the feeling you've been having. And for who knows how long. You should go and ask Joyce Messier about this. What world are we in? This is a fundamental question.
Alright. Whoop. Whoop. Hell yeah, plus 1 XP for every orb clicked. All intellect learning caps raised by 1. And learning cap for Inland Empire raised to 6. Learning cap for Shivers raised to 6. Bonuses from the... oh. They're very good bonuses. I won't lie. I mean, my learning caps are already pretty high for both of those. Alright, officer, time for us to go to bed. For realsies this time. Holy shit, it is abandoned down here. Gart, you're still up. What's up with you?
Can I help you?
No. I'll see you later. I like how Kim's worried about me now. Makes me feel good about myself. Alright, Kim, are you gonna walk me to bed this time? See you in the morning, Kim. Alright, I'm actually going to bed.
It is cold and not particularly inviting, but it's yours.
Alright, let's
the
get
sheets
in.
look awful.
The
Alright,
option
let's
to
get
go
in.
to sleep becomes available every night after 9 p.m.
Crawl in.
The sheets feel at once coarse and clammy against your skin. The bed sags beneath your weight.
Why did he drag my limp body all the way out to his car?
Close your eyes.
We were in my room. That makes zero sense to me.
Sleep. And then sleep doesn't come.
But I want to sleep.
Obviously, you're in bed with your eyes closed, but it's not happening.
Why?
Maybe it's the bed's fault.
Check the pillow.
Its synthetic filling has separated into hard lumps. The pillowcase smells oddly.
Check the blanket.
It barely covers your toes, stretching over your soft belly. This is your body here, intimate and warm, breathing. Under your thrumming eyelids, you see a dizzying array of colors. You won't get off this carousel quite so easily.
Roll over to the other
It's
side.
a little better. Colors, scenes, and half-formed phrases still litter your mind. Part of you is still trying to solve the case, isn't it?
Who killed him? Who?
Something to do with, what was it that the lieutenant said? Union? And it's gone again. Your thoughts lost between the slowing brain waves.
No more thoughts. Fall asleep now.
Your breathing steadies. A great silence washes over you until your eyelids twitch in your sleep and images start forming.
What kind of images? Oh boy. Creepy images, I see. Well, that's concerning. Oh, it's me up there, hung by a disco ball.
Remember the scent of your childhood?
What is
What it
this?
says on the can, Harry. Answer the question.
Who are you calling Harry? I was born in a hospital where people usually go to die.
You're not kidding anyone, Harry. You don't remember shit.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
Tell me.
Tell me why.
Do you remember your wife's hand on your face?
Tell me what this is. I'm not answering before you tell me who you are.
You know who I am. I'm the bad day. The one where you ask her. And then later in the streets. Wandering. It's the worst day of all time, Harry dear. And it's coming.
Jesus.
She will hear about it on the phone.
This is not a good night's sleep.
Reality will turn into a grotesque nightmare. This will be the last thing you did to her. Tell me, do you remember the love of your life?
You said who?
Do you remember the warmth of her thighs, between her legs and in her mouth?
I left.
Oh no, funky baby, you stayed. It was the rest of it that left. Or you just stood there, with one hand on the bottle and the other on your dick, watching it go.
Oh.
Tell me, where are your friends? Human beings have friends, Harry boy.
Ow.
Where the hell are yours?
Ouch. I can get it all back.
No, it's gone. 3 times gone and never coming back. You failed. You failed me. You failed Elysium.
What is Elysium?
Everything. The Pale and the Islas. On the surface. The outer magnetosphere.
Don't know what that means.
Burning, furious truth.
Okay.
8,000 years of written history.
Alright, bet.
You really dropped the ball, Harry. 4.6 billion people. And you failed every single one of them. You really fucked up.
Well, that's rude. I've talked to you before.
No, Harry. You were just talking to yourself. That's all you ever do.
Well, rude.
Even in your dreams. And the act is wearing thin. The spots of the disco ball fade around you.
You don't need to be so honest.
You'll be back in those cold snakeskins in no time. Sweating up the bed.
Stinky boy.
Rude. I do need a shower. I can come back from this.
You're not coming back from shit. Thrashing around in that high conductivity state of yours. Bumping into things and acting like a clown. Who are you kidding?
I'm trying to solve this case.
You're trying to what? I can't hear you. This is just a word dream now. Jumbled up garbage. The pictures are gone. The bed rises to meet you. A thin, sleep-like state. More glass than velvet, grinding in your head.
So something is wrong. Sleep shouldn't be this bad, this dry, this unnourishing. There's something wrong with your thoughts. Some kind of new type of hangover.
That cannot be good.
Oh yes, party boy, and it's worse than the one before. Just think of the shit you saw. Here it comes too. So soon already. A silent alarm goes off in your head like clockwork. Barely let you sleep at all. Time to get those clothes on, Harry. Time to go to work in the shit factory.
Huh. That's fucking depressing. 7:30. 7:30 a.m. I went to sleep 5.5 hours ago. Didn't get much sleep.
Good going, buddy.
Oh my god, what the hell was that?
Oh, just a dream. You have ones like that all the time.
Fuck.
You feel even worse this morning than you did last night.
What the hell is going on with me?
You mean, why are you so tired? Too tired and down to even think? It is worrying, isn't it? You can't be a detective like this. Detectives need to be able to think.
No, that's not it, really. I feel super good.
That's not really true. Your heart has finally pumped all the speed out of your system, Buster.
No, I don't do drugs. Drugs are bad, okay? Drugs are bad, okay?
Don't do that. Stay strong. The hangover will wear off. You don't need to keep doing this to yourself.
No, I can take this. I am not going to go looking for speed.
Are you sure? Ready to live as this pathetic shell of yourself for days? Basically, a week. Let's be honest. 2 weeks. Maybe 3. You won't make it. Half the town will be dead by then. You will be fired.
You are rude, brain. Electrochemistry is kind of rude, y'all. Gotta say. That's a lie. I can do this without the speed. Half the town won't be dead.
Suit yourself. Slow, sad shell man. See how you do without
Never been called
spark.
that before. That's certainly a new one.
Morning. Looks like we can get to work at once. The union muscle turned up. They look rowdy. We should talk to them.
But why?
Everything points to the dock workers' union. The belt used for hanging him. The circumstances in Martinez. My preliminary information. Which may, of course, all be wrong. But we still need to talk to them.
I have faith in your info, though. Bruh. What do you mean rowdy?
I mean ungovernable. Martinez isn't exactly enthusiastic about the RCM being here. They prefer to be policed by the union. These men here.
Well, I prefer to be the law.
Men who drink beer for breakfast? There's talk of an armed wing of the union called
Beer is
the
a pretty good
Huntables,
breakfast. It's got
are
decent
responsible
calories.
for state policing. I think
Plus, it makes the day go better. Are these the men Gart told us about
I
yesterday?
completely forgot. Sorry, I had a rough night's sleep. It's them.
Sorry, I know I
Now
kept you
they're
up late.
nasty, just like the manager said. One loose thread less to worry about, and one big problem to replace it.
Hell yeah, leveled up again. There are so many of them. Maybe we should call in reinforcements?
That would just escalate tensions. No captain would sign off on it. Solving one murder isn't worth a conflict between the RCM and the Debarders Union. In fact, even the death of 2 detectives might not warrant an all-out war. So let's keep a cool head, okay?
He's
All
not
right, I get what you're
exaggerating
saying.
about that mortal danger, just calmly factoring it in. Your fists clench and your pulse rises uncomfortably.
Let's
One more
roll.
thing before we do. We don't have to talk to them immediately. We can walk right past them, continue with our business.
Good.
I want to talk to them.
Purposefully concentrate on something else first.
They're in no hurry to leave. They think they own the place. Anyway, I leave that choice to you. Whatever you decide is fine.
Nah, I want to talk to him. But first, I want to talk to this lady.
Just a moment. And there's no public phones nearby?
The closest phone booth is down the coast. Sorry for the inconvenience, ma'am.
Oh.
It's fine, I understand. Thank you anyway. I'm glad to see you again, dear.
Hey, Gart. I'm friends with this lady, too. She's nice to me.
The lady is distressed. Perhaps something more upbeat might cheer her up.
Howdy, Lena. What's kicking?
Please don't trouble yourself about me, sweetie. I was just hoping to make a call, but the Whirling's phone line isn't working.
Balls.
A faint smile tells you she appreciates the effort, but at the moment her mind is on more serious matters.
The union office probably has a phone, but I can't really get there. Or to the phone booth down the coast. And Gary's phone is dead too. The manager was vague about it.
Why would he be vague about phone problems? This is something to look into later. Ask God, maybe.
To let the young woman who's house-sitting for us know that we may be delayed. Morel, my husband, and our friend Gary were supposed to get back by Monday night, but they're still missing, and I haven't heard from them. I was also hoping she'd heard from Morel. That's just it. This isn't like him.
Wait,
at
couldn't
all.
Kim and I just let her
He
use our
always
radio?
plans his expeditions so carefully.
I mean, we're kind of lax with the rules.
Cold breeze hisses through dense thickets of reeds. Something sweet in it, somnolent. A damp chill goes down your spine. When you look around, you're still in the whirling in rags.
Well, that's good.
You have more important things to worry about.
What is this expedition your husband was
Just
on?
some field work, sweetie. Morel is a highly trained scientist. He and his assistant Gary are studying an extremely rare species of insect.
Tell me about it.
But they should have returned by now. They were just going down the coast across the water lock to set a few traps. He said they'd be back on Monday. What could be keeping them?
Oh, the waterlocks. They're not able to get back right now. They'll be back on Wednesday. Wait, who's this Gary person? Do you trust him?
Oh, sweetie, it's nothing like that. Gary's as loyal as they come. I trust him with my husband's life any day.
Maybe your husband went off on an adventure.
No. Well, we did get separated once before during that monsoon in South Safre. But we were younger then, and Morel always takes the appropriate precautions.
How good of him.
Do it. Find him. This will surely lead to a mystery with that extremely rare insect.
This sounds like police business. I'll help you find your husband.
Are you sure we have time to go chasing after bug hunters just now? I did suggest we play it cool, but...
I've already given my word. I'm honor bound to uphold it.
If you say so.
Oh, thank you, officers. Truly, I'll be right here if you come across any sign of Morel.
The water lock on the canal is broken, so your husband is probably just stuck on the other side of the coast.
Oh my. What happened to the water lock?
Who knows? Probably just a technical problem.
Whatever the cause, I'm thankful. To both of you. You've spared me another sleepless night.
Happy to help.
You're welcome, ma'am.
I hate to ask, but if your investigation takes you to the other side of the coast, please do keep an eye out for my husband. And if you see him, let him know Lena is waiting for him here at the Whirling. He gets so tangled up in his work that he may not know the water lock's been repaired. And it's cold out there.
Yeah, I got you. I'll find him.
Oh, you're such a dear. Thank you, sweetie.
So your husband's some kind of scientist.
Oh, yes. A zoologist. A cryptozoologist, to be more precise.
Huh. Oh yeah, I can go talk to Joyce again. What is cryptozoology?
It's a pseudoscience that attempts to legitimize research into mythological beasts and urban legends.
That's
Okay.
one opinion, yes. And people are entitled to their opinions.
Ooh, suck on that, Kim.
My apologies, ma'am. I did not mean to undermine your hobby.
It's not a hobby, dear. It's a subfield of zoology, one specializing in animal species that are so exceedingly rare that many assume them to be extinct or even fictitious.
I'm very impressionable, so I'll believe.
Searching for such species called cryptids is difficult and often thankless, and frankly, many scientists are too lazy to do it. Universities these days are rarely interested in supporting real research.
She's completely internalized her husband's struggles. They are her own.
Tell me more about Morel. Looks, character, your relationship.
Oh dear. I'm not sure where to begin.
What does your husband look like?
Well, his expression is slightly grumpy, but his eyes are always bright and curious, like a small boy's. And his palms are quite coarse from all the field work, but he's quite gentle.
It's always a challenge to describe the person you know best in the world.
Let's try again. If I were trying to meet him on the street, what would I look for?
Oh, well, he's a bit shorter than you, but with a larger frame. And he has longish white hair, usually a bit uncombed. You might say wild, even.
The lieutenant pulls out his notebook and begins jotting down the woman's description.
One other thing, he'll likely have all kinds of field gear on him, even if he's not out in the reeds, you know, just in case.
What is your husband? Oh, I already asked that. How long have you been married?
We'll be celebrating our 16th anniversary this autumn. Not the most numerically satisfying anniversary, but I like the less obvious milestones even more somehow.
This lady is adorable. How did the two of you meet?
Via dating agency, I'm ashamed to say. I was looking to get back into the scene after recovering from my accident, and he'd just divorced. We hit it off, and, well, here we are.
It's adorable.
She's skipping over some important parts. Perhaps you'll find out more later.
I think I have all the information I need. Let's move
I
on.
hope I've been useful.
Tell me more about this rare insect your husband is looking for.
Sweetie, it's fascinating, but I shouldn't bore you with entomological minutiae.
The lieutenant gives you a sideways glance.
No, I want to hear about the insect.
Well, it's a phasmid, technically, but...
Oh, yeah. Here comes the interesting...
Hell yes.
When other phasmids imitate sticks or leaves, this one's a living reed. It disguises itself among the reeds here on the Insulindian coast. Hence its name, the Insulindian phasmid. Perhaps you'll end up co-discovering the phasmid with us officers.
There's a touch of awe.
Hell yeah, hell yeah.
The creature's name.
I knew it. We're gonna be chasing made-up insects with cryptozoologists.
It's not made up, officer. I can assure you. It's simply elusive, so much so that most establishment zoologists doubt it exists at all.
What makes you think it's around here?
Well, some teenagers making out in the reeds saw one. They didn't know what it was, of course, but there was a brief article in a local newspaper about their encounter with a ghost insect that looks like the reeds. Gary sent us the clipping.
So a newspaper clipping is all the evidence you have.
Of course, most phasmid sightings turn out to be false alarms, but their description matched the Insul Indian phasmid perfectly, and they didn't even know what they were looking at.
So, is it dangerous?
Not at all. Why else would it hide itself so carefully?
Is it valuable? Does it have cool powers?
It can blend in almost
I
perfectly
don't care about money.
among the reeds. It's how it stayed hidden all these years. Centuries even.
Okay, what's so special about this stick bug then?
Oh dear. I'm afraid I'm not explaining this very well. It is very special. Morel can explain it all much better. I wish you could hear him describe it. Then you'd understand, I'm sure.
Let's see if I can make her tell me a story about some cool cryptids.
There's really
Hell
no point
yeah.
in manipulating anyone. She'd be only too pleased to tell you about her work. Go on and ask.
Hey Lena, I'd like to hear about some of the cryptids you studied. Could you just tell me about a couple of them?
I'd be delighted. Truth be told, I could really use the company too.
One cryptid, not a couple. One. This won't turn into some kind of cryptid extravaganza.
Okay, Kim, just one little cryptid, I promise.
He nods and assumes a waiting posture. Cryptids, cryptids. Let's hear about all the interesting
I'm gonna go back to her when Kim goes to sleep.
Ooh, tough choice there.
Is that a cryptid on this pen you gave me?
Yes. It's the kind green ape. Half war story, half undiscovered species in the genus Homo.
War story?
Yes, it was reported by soldiers in South Safra during the war. The kind green ape would visit bunkers during the night, healing wounded soldiers with its saliva.
Wait, what? Saliva?
Yes, it has amazing healing qualities. Some soldiers
No
reported
way.
growing back limbs, regaining their sight.
Nope. Can't be happening. And there was something about an undiscovered subspecies of man?
Indeed, there is. It's our closest relative among the cryptids. Same taxonomic family, different genus.
Isn't it genus?
Which is to say, the kind green ape is a species with which we share a common ancestor,
Whoa.
and that evolved parallel to our own, just like your partners.
I'm pretty sure Kim is the same species as us. To suggest otherwise is stupid.
The lieutenant looks at you, pleasantly surprised.
Oh, no, I didn't mean to imply that Saolites are inferior to us in many ways. You are superior. For example, your earwax doesn't have a foul odor like ours does.
A tremendous evolutionary advantage, I'm sure. But perhaps we've had enough speculative biology for today.
What's the biggest cryptid?
Hey, you promised you'd only ask about one cryptid.
Right, okay, we can move on
I'm
for
glad
now.
you see it that way. Did we have anything more to do here?
That's all for now, ma'am. I'll see you at a later date. Hello.
Let me handle this.
How are you?
Detective disorientated. Are you still wondering where you are?
Yes.
This is Martinez, in case you've forgotten. I advise you not to overstay your welcome.
You're the gardener.
No, I am not a gardener. I'm a legal counselor for the Dock Workers Union.
But you gave me these gloves.
So let's get to it. You're looking for Titus Hardy? You think he has information that will help you? Maybe he does.
Okay.
That's Titus. Talk to him. But know this. I'll be keeping an eye
Excuse
on
me.
you. No strong arming. Nothing official. The District of Martinez does not recognize your authority to make arrests.
Well, just because you recognize it. Just because you recognize or don't recognize it doesn't mean it isn't there.
It doesn't matter if you recognize our authority. We will make an arrest if we have to.
You tell her, Kim.
She says nothing. Her glare speaks for her.
What's your role in all of this?
Like I already told you, I'm a legal counselor. Do you have hearing problems?
You were so nice yesterday. What if I want to talk to you, not
What
Titus?
you want is of no significance, officer. Don't test your authority. In Martinez, you are no one.
That's rude. What are you gonna do to me?
What are we going to do to you?
It's just an honest
The
question.
union isn't going to do anything to you. It is not a crime syndicate. It is a labor organization.
Uh-huh. Goddamn right it is.
Shut up, Titus. I am not talking to you yet.
If anything, it is the RCM who do things to people. But we digress.
Why are you so aggressive?
Aggressive? You make your living enforcing violence. These people are just dock workers.
And criminals.
So you were spying on us, and now you represent murder suspects. Just dock workers.
Listen, you moral intellectuals.
All right. That
You're a
was
mob
uncalled for.
enforcing the unlawful privatization of Revachol.
You're a mob.
freshmen in the
Literally
occupants are
smuggling
stealing it all,
drugs.
and you're their bodyguards.
Fuck yeah.
So ask what you came to ask, or get back to your commanders.
I liked that. Let's take it a step further. Armed uprising. What are the union's plans?
Look, a comedian. Do your job, ask your questions, then get out of Martinez.
Fair enough. Hey, Titus. I'm gonna quick save. Hey, Titus.
This is where you say your bit.
Okay. I'll go ahead and do that.
Detective.
Oh, alright.
Precinct
I got
57's
you.
Finest scans the room, leaving the speaking to you. He trusts you, maybe against his better judgment, but he does.
We need to talk about the man hanged out back.
Oh, this is about him. A real looker, that one.
You're sure taking your time, waiting for him to get ripe and pretty for you, huh?
I am taking my time. Nobody ever told me I needed to get it down right away.
Oh, he was a real pretty boy by now. Real hot.
Besides, it's harder than it
Letting
looks.
out that pretty boy smell.
Time to go to work in the shit factory!
Where have I heard that?
Easy, boys. These janitors have a hell of a job cut out for them. I mean, I wouldn't go in there for $1 million.
You might want to start asking your questions now. It's not going to get better than this.
Don't tell me what to do, lady.
These guys are so macho, they're ready to confess to first-degree murder. Ask if it was them.
No. I's here. You got business with my boys. You got business with me.
The boys
All
are too
right.
eager to please him to keep their mouths shut. You're gonna get a good head count here. Just wait.
Yeah! You fuck with the Hardy boys, you fuck with Titus Hardy!
Relax, Dennis. No one is fucking you yet.
Eugene.
Yeah, Dennis, calm down. No one's fucking you, you stupid fuck.
Yeah, Dennis.
Let Dennis enjoy his fucking, man. We don't mind.
Yeah. You're not even being fucked, Dennis.
Easy, fellas. We got company.
Too late. You already
shit.
scanned the room. You got a pretty good picture.
A picture of what?
The actors here. You could take another look at the tracks in the mud on the crime scene. Compare it to these guys.
Oh, I see you. I see you.
The pretty boy. You guys really love talking about that pretty boy.
I sure do.
Funny. But my partner and I have a serious matter to discuss with you.
Why is there a container belt around the dead man's neck?
Container belt? Like we use in the harbor?
Yes.
Because
Why?
we took it from the harbor where we work. Then we went out back and used it to hang him.
As he speaks, his fists contract, going through the pulling motion again, savoring it.
We did this together, all of us, until he was dead. That's why there's a container belt around his neck.
Aha, so you just confessed to murder?
Goddamn right.
No. These 7 honest men have equally come forth. They told you what happened so that you don't waste any more of your time.
You murdered him just like that? No remorse?
How many people have you sent to the Shays? Ever felt remorse for them?
Yes.
Or
Killing
send them
people's
to
bad.
rehab to rot for 20 years. For life.
Look, I'm just doing my job. That's all.
Oh, so you are just a simple, well-meaning man, eh? Ever been in solitary? Prison is a charter. That's what it is.
Well, yeah, it's not supposed to be a walk in the park.
He's clearly been in solitary confinement, and at a young age, nonetheless.
So
Don't do the crime if you can't do the time.
without
Although, if
breaking
you were
his
a
neck.
wrongful conviction, I do apologize about that. Who called the shots that night?
Are you deaf? There will be no singling anyone out. You can't arrest a Hardy Boy without arresting all Hardy Boys. Do you think you could do that? Do you think you could arrest them all?
No, but seriously, who calls the shots around here?
Who do you fucking think does?
Gangs are usually run by the oldest, most venerable member.
Theo's a great guy, a great guy, but come on. Titus Hardy runs the Hardy Boys. That's why we're called the Hardy Boys, genius.
Well, I apologize.
I think you got your answer, Mr. Law.
Yes, there are some administrative differences. But on that night, they all acted as one man.
When did this hanging incident
You
occur?
don't have to keep answering his questions.
Yes, you do.
I know, Lizzie. Relax. We killed him last Sunday night. Seemed like a good way to end the week.
How long had you known the victim?
Known him? We don't associate with scum like that, asshole.
Yeah. Who do you think we are?
Shanky and Glenn of the Hardy Boys?
Quiet. He came around about 3 weeks ago when that Pines cow first sailed into town. Happy?
Yes.
By the Pines cow, you mean Joyce Messier, a representative for White Pines? The same company you are striking against?
No. I mean the Pines cow. The stupid-ass cow they sent in to fuck us over. But you know what? Why don't you ask her about the pretty boy? I'm sure she has interesting things to say when you ask her hard enough.
Yeah, she won't give me any answers right now.
That's enough insinuation for today, Titus. Officer, your interview is drawing to an end. Don't waste your last questions.
Don't tell me what to do. Why did you kill him?
Why? 'Cause he was worthless mercenary scum. And he stepped out alive in my town.
Actually, if anything, it's Everard's town. But if anything, it's my town. So he was a mercenary, that's it?
And he stepped out of line.
What kind of mercenary?
The kind that shows up when you start a strike. The experienced kind, too. Had Cohoy and Semenine written all over him. Ex-Oranese Special Forces.
A live grenade. Right here in our bar.
This one has a special gripe with him coming here.
I can't prove it, but I know he was sent by the Wild Pines. They hire merc shit like that.
Hold
Sort
on.
of every strike from here to Samara.
Hold on. How do you even know he was in Special Forces?
Cause one night he walked straight up to the mic and said, "I'm RNE's goddamn special forces, and I'm gonna fuck you all."
Well, that's rude.
Really?
Yeah, really. Had a gin and tonic up there, sang some RNE's paratrooper song, and said he's gonna fuck everyone.
That's a little overboard.
We couldn't believe it either, but he fucking did, right there. Like some kind of animal.
Did he actually fuck you? Right, but what did he actually do wrong?
Wrong? He harassed women, raped one, harassed workers, threatened to kill some as a warning.
There's a slight unease in him suddenly. He regrets mentioning the rape.
I'm glad I'm
To
perceptive.
kill us all if we don't open the gates, if we don't let the scabs in, if we don't bend over. And that was before he started coming here.
Yeah, he said it was his favorite joint now. Started coming here every night. Drinking, grabbing girls. Grab one of ours mid-karaoke, right there on the stage.
Okay, well, this is a bad look for him if true.
He grabbed someone?
Yeah, this girl's on the mic. A beautiful girl, young. Gets into the second verse of Lover Lake. The fucker grabs her legs, starts screaming. Show me your cunt! Why don't you show me your cunt? Then, he gets knocked on the head with a wine bottle. Doesn't even fall down.
That is a bad look for him. Was this the same girl who was sexually assaulted? Raped, you said?
Aren't you fucking listening? My man is talking to you. He took care of it. They got the girl out before anything else could happen.
Yeah, me and Eugene got her out. Aren't you fucking listening?
Right, but who did he rape then? This is a very serious allegation.
No, you're not getting the name. That's a Martinez matter, and I'm not discussing it with you clowns.
Rude.
Despite the stonewalling, you can slip one more question in.
I'm gonna ask for one last time. Who did the dead man rape?
Titus, do not answer. You have been forthcoming enough.
Fuck off, Carl. She's gone through enough without you harassing her too. She doesn't need more embarrassment.
What are you talking about? Embarrassment. If someone has been sexually assaulted, we need to...
What you need is to get the fuck out of my face. I've had enough of explaining myself to you fucks. He's dead. It's done.
As you can see, these men can only take so much baseless scrutiny. I'm doing my best to keep the situation civil, but...
Be a lot more civil if you guys would cooperate.
It won't be for long, she means. It's true. She was the only thing holding him back.
How did you kill him?
We hanged him up by his neck until he got real still. Wasn't that obvious, Copper?
Not really, no.
Didn't they teach you anything at the cop school, idiot?
Can you give us a few more details? Did you muffle him? We haven't heard any reports of screams.
Titus, you don't have to clarify anything.
We overpowered him, dragged his unconscious body to the tree, put a noose around his neck, and hanged him till he was dead and steady.
Then we left him for seagulls, maggots, and you fucks.
Wasn't he a trained killer from Orani's special forces? If then, how did you manage to overpower
With
him?
numbers, asshole. How do you think? You're right, Lizzie. I've done enough explaining here.
No, he hasn't. Not yet.
Where did this overpowering happen?
You fucking listening? The fucker came to our bar. It happened right here.
Alright, let's see. Can I level up composure?
Actually,
Balls.
they're admirably, surprisingly composed. The entire room. Given how many questions you've lobbed their way.
All of them? Maybe one of them is fidgeting, cracking under the pressure?
Well, this one. But he's always fidgeting, so don't get your hopes up.
Balls. Right, I have other questions about the lynching.
What, Copper?
So what are we gonna do now?
Nothing. Your investigation here is done. Leave Martinez, go back to your stations where you belong.
I think we're going to stick around, thanks. Some things don't add up here, Titus. I've done this job for long enough to know that people don't just confess to first-degree murder. Even if it is a group responsibility, we're going to look into this.
Good luck with that. You've heard everything a rent-a-cop is gonna hear from us. Real law officials.
Well, I wouldn't call you guys law officials.
Rent-a-cop. So that's what this is about. He doesn't see you as his equals. Forget about their games. You've mapped out the characters. Reading the footprints in the yard should be easier now.
Alright, well, let's go ahead and give it a shot.
Establish
Balls.
authority. Yes. Authority. Did you already try the gun thing? I hear the gun thing. You're probably right. The others are only there for filler. To make the gun thing pop.
I'm the only thing keeping this town from going to hell, and you're not helping.
What exactly is it you've been doing that's so goddamn special?
Well, rude.
Shitting yourself in front of us. Going around, harassing kids on the street.
That's true.
Kids who've done nothing wrong.
I did do that. What the hell?
All the while talking racist shit. Don't think we aren't watching, fascia. People here trust us. We're getting complaints.
I haven't said anything racist.
Of course you have. You've been calling people kip left and right. Inciting
What?
race violence in my town.
What do you
Tommy
mean?
said they've been trying to set up a race rally, whatever the fuck that means. Trying to get the kips out of Revachol before the economy goes to shit.
That's a lie. There is no race rally.
There is. Carly said they're bulk purchasing confetti, ribbons too, and loudspeakers, and fireworks. Carly works at the carnival shop, you see.
Oh, shit.
Get the fuck out of here, you racist carny. There'll be no race rally in my town.
What happened?
I just got called a racist.
Let's go before it gets worse.
What's going on?
I agree.
Are you racist now? Is the rally real? Please don't set up any rally. It will make you look awful. There is no rally. Come on. Just ask questions. You need to put this race rally garbage.
Yep, I'm out of here. Huh. That was really bad. Alright, well, I'm gonna go ahead and save here. Because it's getting late. And I want to get ready for bed. But thanks for watching. Check back next time for more Disco Elysium. And have a great night.